Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, the first Friday of 2025. So, Happy New Year. I know we're only, 3 days in, but I hope the new year has been treating you all well. This is actually what I have been calling my last Friday of freedom because I go back to work on Monday. And I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Very mixed feelings because I've had the total luxury of being able to do whatever I want for the past 6 months. And even today, I had an afternoon nap, and I was like, this is probably not wise. I should have probably spent a bit of time trying to get a normal routine down pat, which I have not had for the past 6 months. And I didn't do that, but I had a wonderful nap with Shuri, who is currently chasing a lizard around the house. That's fun. Just before I started this stream, she decided to bring me a gift, which is still alive. So that might be future Helen's problem after this stream. Hopefully, she doesn't bring that lizard into this room. But who knows? She's a cat. She could literally do anything. We've got quite a few people in the chat already, which is awesome. It's a strong start to 2025 for us. So hello. And what did I want to say? Anything in particular? I guess I had wondered, because this is the 6th week in a row, do I give this stream a name? Because I just call it like figure chat or whatever I call it. I don't even know if someone has taken that name. Like, should I give this a name? Does it matter? I don't know. I was wondering that today. I was like, oh, should I? But I don't know how permanent this is going to be. So I don't know. Do I need a name? Do you want me to have guests on? Like, what do you guys want? Like, seriously, I will do my best to accommodate, because I was thinking that. I was like, do people just want to listen to me gibber on? Would you like me to have other people on? Like, I'm totally open to feedback. So whether it's live or in the comments on the replay, because I have so many people that like really dedicated in watching the replay, which I am so flattered by, because these streams are a marathon and not a sprint. So I appreciate everyone that's in for the duration. I'm hoping this will not be 3 hours, but I can't promise because I just bloody talk so much. And my first comment, as always, is from Carlos Burgos, my hype man. Good morning, Helen and chat. Just sending the usual greeting from cold and windy New Jersey. Hope you have a great stream, and make sure you're hitting the like button and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you, Carlos. He's always looking out for me like that. I will make sure to catch the replay of the stream later while eating Tim Tams with coffee. Yeah, Carlos's wife is like the real MVP, everyone, because she found and bought Tim Tams, which I do know Carlos enjoyed. And then I said to Carlos, now that you like them, you've got to try the Tim Tam Slam, which is where you bite like diagonally opposite ends of the cookie and you drink like a hot drink of your choice, whether that's like coffee or tea, through the biscuit, and it is amazing. So I did a Tim Tam Slam on a stream with Costa maybe 3 weeks ago on points of articulation. So if you want a demo, points of articulation, I'm trying to remember when it was. I'm pretty sure it was early December that we did that. So that's there. And I hope you find the caramel Tim Tams eventually, Carlos. If you do, let me know what you think about those. Toy Collector, happy Friday. Hope everyone had a great New Year's. Yeah, I hope you did too. Hello, hello, hello. Xiaoron, how do I say that name? Yaoron? Let me know, because I like to get people's names right. So please tell me how to pronounce that. That's probably a character that I don't know, which is, if you're new here, that's what I bring to the table, a lack of knowledge on a lot of things. Benny, good day from me in Sweden. Sweden, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. Is it nice and cool over there at the moment? I imagine it is. It's pretty hot and humid where I am in Australia at the moment. So I dream of cooler weather. Bobby D, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, good sir. Nice to see you in the chat. Hi Helen, it's Danny on my regular account. Morning everyone. Hello, how are you? I'm so used to seeing your little Batman avatar, so I'm glad you let me know that that is you. So welcome. Thank you for coming again. AJ Agrissa, hello, hello. Greetings, friends. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing well too, AJ. Keith Lee, good morning, afternoon, evening. Hope everyone has a wonderful new year. Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone's doing well. Ramstein fan, howdy, happy new year 2025. I know, right? Like, in my head, I'm still 23 years old and it's like the early 2000s, but hey, that's growing old, right? Um, will you use Kling AI for your figure shorts? Wonderful way to embrace 2025. Well, I don't do a lot of shorts. I have very mixed feelings about them. I know everybody's loving those AI videos at the moment. I've been busy working on my own video actually, which I think will probably come out tomorrow. So I and Bob with my support man through this, so it would be no surprise to him. I did this kit bash, which was probably the most ambitious kit bash I ever did. I was super nervous. I did not think I would pull it off, but I did. And I'm really glad I documented the process along the way. So I'm not going to spoil what it is, but most likely Saturday morning in the US, so Saturday night for me, I'll probably publish that video. So it's a bit of a reveal, but also I go through the process on how I made it because if you like it, I want you to be able to make it too. And I like sharing information. I'm not a gatekeeper of stuff. I'm happy to answer any questions about my display or kit bashes or anything that I've done. Yeah, I see it as a compliment if someone asks me about how I did something. Roy, greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, hello. I have a few watchers from the Netherlands. I feel like, oh my God, can I say I'm big in Holland if 4 people? Because Gilbert's normally here, and also Anthony Figure Posing Channel. We posed up Yelena this past week, which I was so happy about. And also Katya. Katya, hello, you're over in the Netherlands. I know you always catch the replay. So hello to everyone in the Netherlands. I'm so stoked that you guys tune in. Hit the like button, peeps. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that because someone's got to fill the void now that Carlos is catching the replays, right? Shouting out Bob's the nicest guy in collecting. Helen, would you be a guest on Cop or Drop? I can try, but I'm going back to work next week, and I am sure it's at least a 12-hour time difference. So it might be a bit hard, because this was the nice thing about the break, was I was able to be on Costa's channel quite a few times. So I can try. Drop me a line and let me know when, and I can do my best. But as I said, it's a bit tricky because a lot of the times when these streams are on, I'm often at work, and yeah, I don't think they'll let me just disappear to be on a stream as much as I would love to. I could talk about collecting all day. Tiny art guy, Helen, don't ever stop the live streams. Oh, thank you. Makes every Friday afternoon something to look forward to for me. I appreciate that. Thank you. But do you think we need a name? Do we need a name? Do I need guests? Does that then become like every other stream? I don't know. Is my Aussie like accent and charm not charming enough? I don't know. These are all the things I think of because I am an overthinker, and I'm like, why not complicate things with guests and stuff that I don't really know how to do? But if people want it, I'll give it a go. Helen's Hangout. Honestly, the name isn't critical to me. Just the first thing that popped into my head. Yeah. I even on the thumbnail for this stream, I put like my logo and I put a little picture of Shuri on there. I don't know if people noticed because I'm like, it's kind of the Shiro and Shuri show. But that's really difficult to say. Could you imagine if I had a lisp? Like that would sound horrible. Stay solo or max one guest. Too many people just doesn't work, my opinion, of course. Yeah, I'm a bit the same. Like like when people have these mega streams and it's 7-8 people, like I struggle with it. I kind of feel like if I was doing this, yeah, one person, because do I know what I'm doing with StreamYard? No, I don't feel all that confident. But I don't know. As I said, I just don't know if people are going to be at some point like, oh, I can't listen to this woman gibber on for hours again. I don't know. I could be wrong. Helen's secret stash. Oh, I don't know. Secret stash of what? Mike Thaler, hey everyone, happy new year to all. Helen, quick question. I'm in the US and considering buying from Pop Culture for the first time. Are they reliable in your opinion? Pop Culture is probably the most reputable retailer that we have in Australia. I've been buying from them. I bought my first Hot Toy figure from them like 10.5 years ago. So I've been a really consistent customer with them. My figures have always arrived in really good condition. They've got a really good reward program with pennies. So I quite often, when I'm pre-ordering, like they have a 10% pre-order discount and I can stack a discount on top of that, which I really love because the prices here are quite expensive. And they package things really well. Like they'll literally get your shipper box and put 2 or 3 just layers of bubble wrap on top of it. So I would feel very confident buying from them. And for anyone following at home, I did finally send them back. They, by accident, sent me a second Batman Deluxe, and I finally got the shipping label, so it's on its way back. So if anybody wants an 89 Batman Deluxe, stalk the Pop Culture website because one will be coming in stock very soon. But yeah, as I said, Mike, like I've only ever had positive experiences with them. The thing with Australia, and I don't know if you're buying something in stock or pre-order. Like if you're buying something pre-order, we do take a while to get stock here because Hot Toys distributes to Sideshow. Sideshow distributes to Icon Collectibles, which is kind of a sister business to Pop Culture. So it's kind of got to make those 2 jumps first. So it can vary. Sometimes if we're lucky, it's a 4 to 6 week delay. Sometimes it might be closer to 3 months. But for the discount I get with the pre-order and the reward points, I'm kind of happy to wait, to be honest, because I find I'm generally saving around 20% off getting through Pop Culture. And I know quite a few people in the chat have bought from them as well. So what's the update on Pop Culture taking the 89 Batman back? Well, this is the thing, Keith. It was so funny. So so they sent it to me. I got it before Christmas, right? And I called them up and it was a Saturday. So I guess their customer service doesn't work on a Saturday. And then when they called me back, I was actually streaming with Costa and they said, can you send us photos of the box? And I thought, okay, that's odd because surely you know what you sent me. So I sent them photos of the box on the 23rd of December. And I heard nothing. Like a week had passed and I got to the point where I was like, I just want this gone. Because again, like I knew when I was going back to work, it's a big box. Like it's going to be hard for me to post. Like I'm not lugging that thing into the city with me to work to then post. So I messaged them again and was like, hey guys, I would really love to send this back to you. Can you send me a shipping label? And then they got back to me. So I sent it back to them on New Year's Eve. So it's making its way back, but I'm still just very confused as to how they sent me a second one. And I don't know, because I think I said, like, when my figure came in stock, they sent me 2 invoices, which was odd. And I called them and I was like, which one do I pay? But I only paid one. So again, I don't know. But when I spoke to them on the phone, the guy was very, when I said, oh, hey, I think you guys have sent me a second one by mistake, he was like, oh yeah, that sounds like something we do. And I'm like, is it? Because like you've never done this to me in so many years of buying stuff from you guys. So yeah, it's on its way. So as I said, if someone wants an 89 Batman Deluxe, maybe next week Pop Culture will have it. So it'll probably get back to them if I sent it to them on Tuesday. Yeah, maybe early next week they'll get it. So stalk the website and maybe you'll get lucky. You can have one that's sat in my house for a week. Yes, show name and random guests are cool to share the load so you can have a break on talking. Yeah, I mean, right? Like, I'm sure you guys love watching me drink water all the time, though. That's the one thing, it's just a lot of talking, and that's what's going to be interesting when I go back to work, because I have to do a lot of talking at work. It'll be interesting to see how I go. I'm at -3 Celsius with light snow here in Michigan right now. Do you want me to send some your way? Well, I've never been in... Well, I say I've been to the snow. Some people say what I was standing in was slush, but I'm counting it. But yeah, I'd love to... I dream of proper snow one day. One day I'll get to be in the snow. But then I'll probably discover that I'm a cold wimp, so it'll be hilarious because where I live is not that cold. Can't wait for that video. I know, right? I spent all of yesterday editing. I'm really proud of it. And guys, make sure you watch the video to the end because there's a little cameo from everybody's favorite cat, Shuri. So watch till the end because she likes to help and you can see how she tried to help me with my video. Luminara, hello all. Hey Lumi, how are you? Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. The Broke Collector, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I mean, that covers us all, right? All the time zones. 9 p.m. CST, what is that in Australian time? I don't know. It's 10:17 p.m. on Friday evening at the moment. I feel like Central Time is like maybe a 14-hour time difference. I think. Don't quote me. I feel like I know the East and the West Coast times, but you guys have so many time zones, I can't keep up with them all. 12-inch Moose Stream. Hello, community of collectors. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Nice to see you back. I'm in Canada and have started ordering more from them recently. Oh, cool. No issues. Grabbed Sculpted Paul from them last week. Oh, cool. Is that pop culture? I'm going to assume that's pop culture given we were just talking about them. Starting next week, people in the US will be able to buy 1/6 collectibles from a company I'll start working for. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Where will that be announced? Where can we keep an eye out to find out more about that, Danny? Let us know so we can keep an eye out on the socials. Thanks, Helen. I'm looking at in-stock items, so I'm guessing it should be pretty straightforward. I appreciate your opinion. That's fine. Yeah, it should be. They normally just take a couple of days to sort of pack and send things off. But they had their big sale for Boxing Day, which is our biggest sale of the year. So I guess you'd say it's kind of like our Black Friday. So yeah, I hope you picked up something awesome. What did you get? I resisted because I have bought so much in the last 2 months. But I tell you, if that 2022 Bat Signal goes on discount, I will be very tempted. And Bob Dylan's also enabled me. I now want a Walk of Shame Matt Murdock. So if that She-Hulk Daredevil goes on sale, I'll probably want to get that too because I just want everything at the moment. Gilbert, hi Helen, great to see you doing a live stream again at the beginning of the year. Hey Gilbert, I was just talking about people from Holland because someone else in the chat is from the Netherlands. So here you are, lovely to see you again. Goodness, we have so much happening in the chat. I never know when I do this if anyone's going to turn up, and like everyone's turning up and chatting, so appreciate you. What's up, Six Scale Shiro, and Happy New Year to you. Cheers. Hello, Tully. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, chat. Absolutely. S-Beam, 8:18 a.m. here. Because are you in Central Time as well? Because I feel like I spoke to you about time differences. Why I thought it was 14 hours. So yeah, I don't know all the time zones, but I try to know some of them. Hello, Helen and everyone. It's 9:19 a.m. in New York. Shao, welcome back. Nice to see you again. YouTube Park Industries along with a 2025 collection tour. Okay, so that's where we can find out about this new retailer that Danny's going to be working for. That's exciting. I'll keep an eye out. I feel you, Helen. I resisted buying anything from Pop Culture's Boxing Day sale since I scored the Bane from BBTS. I'm so happy you found Bane, Keith. That's awesome. And I have to say, I appreciate it because people messaged me with like, hey, this local store near me has Bane. I don't know what postage would be like to Australia. So I appreciate that. It hasn't come out in Australia yet. Like, I think the next batch of Hot Toys due in Australia is coming at the end of January. So I'm hoping, like She-Hulk, if I am diligent in stalking the Pop Culture website, that the figure gods will be kind to me. So I am going to try to find it locally first, just because a lot of Australian stores have free shipping. So if I can't find it locally, then I'll expand my search overseas. But I appreciate it because, as I said, after the stream last week, I had a few people message me with links to Bane, and I appreciate it. I'm hoping I can avoid shipping fees if I can, because the Australian dollar is just horrible at the moment. Like, last time I bought something through PayPal, I think it was something like $1 was like 60 cents US. So it's just such a huge markup at the moment. So if I can buy stuff in Aussie dollar-doos, it's always my preference. Carl Goodwin, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. -4 Fahrenheit here. I'd much rather it be Celsius right now. S-Beam, how you doing? Goodness. But you're up in the north, right? Like, that would be quite cold and snowy, I imagine. Yeah, it was not that hot today. It was only about 30 degrees Celsius, but it was humid, which I don't appreciate. Like, if we're hot like the desert, don't give us humid afterwards, because that's just cruel. Yes, I'm central. I thought we spoke about time differences. EST 13 hours behind, CT 14. Oh, see, you have, like, it's like when I'm in the US and they advertise a TV show and they're like, it's, 9 Central, 7 Western, this Pacific, and I'm like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what the time is. Like, when do I watch this TV show? It's all a little bit confusing to me. Because I'm just, I normally just deal with East and West. Like, I've got, I've got like friends in Arizona, so I always know what the time is there. I feel like I know the time where Bob is, and after that, I don't know. That's why there's apps, right? So that was a long introduction. So maybe it will be a 3 hour stream. Who knows with me because I just talk. But you guys are also so active, so I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. And I thought it was going to be a really slow news week, but it kind of came in strong later in the week. And my goodness, that J&D Joker, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I think I'll save that for last. But I thought I would ease us in with the figure announcements, and I thought I'd start with a little bit of third-party news because I feel like I haven't done a lot of third-party news on the stream. I feel like some of the bigger brands like Toys Era have probably been a little bit quiet on the third-party stuff last year, but I thought this was interesting. So everybody today was announcing mask figures, which I find interesting because I feel like there's already been a lot of mask figures. How many mask figures do we need? And maybe I'm a bit naive. Is the movie that popular that we need so many mask figures? I don't know. But this is the offering from Dark Toys. I have never heard of Dark Toys. So if somebody has bought a figure of Dark Toys, let me know. What was it? What was the quality like? Because I think that's important with some of these third-party companies. Like, as much as something might look good in pictures, I like to know that there's a bit of a track record of what have they brought out. Has it been of a good quality? I mean, it looks like it comes with a ton of accessories. It's been a long time since I've seen the mask, so I remember the yellow suit. Can I remember a lot of specifics about the movie? Not really. I feel like, when did this come out? Was this a 90s movie? I feel like it was a 90s movie, and I'm old, so I don't remember everything from the mask, but I thought it was super interesting. So we had this from Dark Toys, which again caught me by surprise because I feel like there's been quite a few mask figures that have done the rounds in past years. And then Present Toys, they decided they would announce not one, but two mask figures. So they are also doing this yellow suit version. Present Toys, I mean, I've heard some okay stuff about them. I've heard they take a long time to produce stuff. So if you decide you want to go with one of their options, be prepared to wait. Nothing is very quick with Present Toys. But yeah, they're doing two options. You've got this yellow suit here, and then you've got this more gangster look. So this is probably one that's a little bit different. I feel like every other mask figure I've seen has been more that yellow suit. So I guess at least they're trying something a little bit unique in this thing. But as I said, maybe this is a Helen hot take. Or maybe that's what I could call this stream. I'm really surprised that we need, we need so many figures from the mask? 1994. Okay, so that's probably why I don't remember a lot, because I was a very early teenager then. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there's a lot of love for Jim Carrey and, Ace Ventura, and he had a lot of big comedic hits. But yeah, in 2025, we have three The Mask figures being announced, which was just not what I expected to start the year. That's a good point. There seems to be a crazy amount of figures for this character. I liked it, but didn't think there was this big of an appeal for him. I'm glad you said that, AJ. And sometimes that's what I love about these streams, is they can validate or totally debunk my thinking, because that was my natural instinct. Like, I saw the Dark Toys one and I thought, oh, okay, another mask. But then to see two more by Present Toys, I was just a bit surprised. I was like, okay, I didn't think the demand for this would be as huge. What's that? 31 years later? I don't know. It's interesting to me. But yeah, Present Toys, as I said, they've done a few figures. I think they've done some good ones. They've maybe done some ones that are not as strong. But I just think they're synonymous with a long wait time. So, and I think there's a lot of people wanting to see what those Ghostbusters look like. They showed them a while ago. And I don't know if there's any word on when they're due to release. And some of those head sculpts did not look the best. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. So yeah, thought I would start off with Third-party news, The Mask, not what I expected, but it was interesting. I didn't put a picture of this, but the Mars Toys 66 Riddler is also about to start shipping from 1/6 kit. So there wasn't any pictures of the final product. There was just photos of the box. So I'm keen to see what that looks like. The photos that Mars Toys did show looked pretty nice. But we like to see a final in-hand product photo. So hopefully we'll get that soon. I'm finally getting my Imposter Joker in today. It's my first artisan figure, so let's see what all the fuss is about. Oh, that's cool. That was another one I debated at Pop Culture because they got it, which is very rare. We do not get artisan stuff in stock. And I was kind of glad it sold out during the sale because I kept looking at it and it doesn't really fit anywhere. But yeah, I was kind of like, oh, but it's artisan. So yeah, let us know what you think when you get it because I saw it at Secret Base and I thought it looked really nice. And I had debated getting it to put the head sculpt on the sculpted Joker whenever that releases here in Australia. I know it's a bit different to the artisan rooted head sculpt, but I still think it's super nice and would probably look pretty good on a purple suit Joker. Purple coat Joker, I should say. I'll wait for Blitzway to do the Ghostbusters again. Yeah, and I think that's coming pretty soon. So, Hot Toys were a little bit quiet, and then they put out a video with their license acquisitions for 2025. So gives us a little bit of a teaser as to what might be coming up this year, which is really interesting. So with Star Wars Celebration, I'm pretty sure they also mentioned they were going to have a presence at the event. So that'll be interesting to see if they have some kind of convention exclusive figure that you can get at the con. So I guess if you're a Star Wars fan, keep an eye out for that. 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. What could that be? I don't know. Like, are you new here? I don't know the Star Wars. I don't know what that might be there. But I know there's been past Star Wars anniversaries that people had thought there'd be figures for that there weren't. So hopefully the people get what they want. One that I'm excited about is the Thunderbolts. I absolutely love Yelena. She's getting a totally new look in this movie. I'm even a little bit tempted by Red Guardian if they make it, because I've got Nat and Yelena. Maybe I can add Dad to the family shelf. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be some interesting characters in the Thunderbolts. The Fantastic Four, and that's interesting because has Hot Toys done any Fantastic Four figures in the past? I feel like everything I've seen previously for the Fantastic Four has been third party. So that'll be interesting. And of course, Pedro Pascal is in this, and I think, there's a lot of love for him. So that'll be really cool to see what they make from the Fantastic Four. And then Captain America Brave New World, and I feel like that movie's not far away. Is that coming out in March? Am I right? And as much as I don't watch trailers and I avoid news, I feel like I've already seen references to Red Hulk and this and that. So potentially some quite interesting characters coming to us from Captain America 4. And then the last one, which intrigues me, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much, is this 90 years of DC. I have said for a while now that I would love to see Hono not just be Marvel. I would love to see them tackle DC, and in particular Batman the Animated Series. So I'm keen to see what this 90 years of DC is. Are we going to see some more comic-inspired figures? Are we maybe going to see, like what we saw with Iron Man, where we start getting some artist impression figures? I did think some of those artist impression Iron Man figures were pretty interesting. So I don't know what that could be, but if you're a DC fan, and I know there's some of you out there, like, what would you like to see from a 90 years of DC? As I said, I think it would be cool to see some comic inspired or some Batman the Animated Series, because I think actors can be quite divisive, but when you've got that comic likeness and there's not an actor attached to it, I think those figures can sometimes have a broader appeal. So I'll be interested to see how much they do, because I think there's maybe some people who, well, not some people, I think a lot of people, I guess, expected a bit more from the 85 years of Batman. Like, I certainly thought Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, Danny DeVito Penguin, like, I thought there was going to be more announcements than there was. I don't know if they're still coming. Are they counting the new year as the Chinese New Year, not the calendar New Year? I don't know. But as I said, I'm always kind of hopeful when it comes to DC. And I think given how the cinematic universe has been, and we're still a while till potential releases of some figures from those new properties, I think plugging the line with some comic stuff would have been a smart thing to do. I think there's a lot of love for characters like Batman and Superman. So yeah, I wish they would go to the DC well a little bit more than what they do. You should have gotten that Batman Imposter Joker, Helen. He is so neat. Yeah, maybe. I debated putting him in my little Joker shrine down there. But I've just bought so many figures, and like I've traveled, I've done home improvement projects, like I've done a lot in the last 6 months, and the sensible side of my budgeting brain had to like draw a line. And I'll be honest, if I had the opportunity to get the artisan one, the purple coat artisan one, I would rather save my pennies and hope that that one might fall into my lap at some point. Also, my artisan purple coat Joker waitlist converted yesterday, even though I have the sculpted coming out. Not sure what I'm doing with all these Jokers. Well, you can go on Collector Base and try to sell them for $700. Did anybody else see those posts? Like all these, like there was a couple of people that had like artisan pre-orders with Sideshow that were then like trying to flip them. I think that's interesting. I know it's a free economy, but I don't know. I don't know that I'd be in collector groups openly trying to flip something like that. I don't really buy stuff to sell. I buy stuff that I want to keep. So we all buy things for different reasons, but it's interesting. How quickly did you join the waitlist? Because this is where I always wonder, like sometimes I joined the waitlist for Artisan Wanda like quite a while after she went for pre-order, because I went, well, you've got nothing to lose. But I just like, I don't know how common it is for people that have joined the waitlist a bit later to actually have it convert. I guess I'll find out. Not including Squid Game, Superman, Peacemaker. Was that in the video, or are they separate? Because in the video it also had some Disney stuff, like it had Toy Story and stuff like that, but I wasn't sure if they would be Hot Toys or not, so I kind of stuck to what I thought were more likely to be Hot Toys figures. US Agent better happen. Well, maybe. I mean, he's going to have a bigger role in this, in theory, right? So maybe you'll get one. I'm going to go out on a limb that Hot Toy will maybe do a Vader for Star Wars lol. Well, I mean, everybody liked the Darth Vader, right? Nope was just talking about this on last night's stream. This will be Hot Toys' first steps at making Fantastic Four figures. Okay, so I'm not wrong with that. I was pretty sure I hadn't seen them do anything. Red Hulk, baby, yeah. I mean, I think Hulk in general has a lot of hype, but it will be interesting to see. What will the body be like? Will they go seamless? They haven't done that as yet. Because I think if they did a seamless Red Hulk, that would, I think, fuel the fire of all the people that want them to redo that Avengers 1 Hulk. So purely speculation on my part. I have no sources. I'm just riffing with everyone. I'm going to cop a Red Hulk if the movie is good. If it ain't, sight. Well, yeah, I mean, we hope, because they're, Marvel, it's funny, they didn't do a lot last year, but I enjoyed both Deadpool and Agatha. I thought both were really good. So that's the interesting thing with things ramping up a bit more this year. Are we going to lose some of that quality? Because, like the Penguin was fantastic. I know the Joker was divisive, but 3 out of 4 things I thought were really great. So fingers crossed, that upward trajectory continues. Would love to see some new Superman figures. Yeah, I think a lot of people would. I think DC fans are very hungry for some new stuff. Thunderbolts looks really good. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be good. I love Florence Pugh as Yelena, so I'm very much looking forward to the Thunderbolts. I hope it is very good. I hope they make a Reeves Superman. I need one. Well, I mean, InArt announced their event called Open Base. Do we think they're trying to poke the bear? Because Hot Toys has all the bases, so Open Base, interesting name choice. But InArt's doing a fan event, I think it's in Tokyo at the end of this month. So that will be very interesting to see. Do they show us anything new? Because they showed us that Reeve Superman in Wonderfest at 2023, and then 2024, nothing. There was no Reeve Superman, there was no update on Daenerys. So I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people have been waiting for InArt to give them some kind of update on that Christopher Reeve Superman. So hopefully they do, or if not, Hot Toys, like, throw people a bone, Howie Claus. Take their money. Superman could be the Mando line of 2025, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Ultraman, Guy Gardner, Crypto. Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting, Danny, to see how deep do they go into that line, because let's be honest, like, Hot Toys has been pretty selective with some of these movies that I guess they're anticipating are not going to be as big. With the exception of The Flash, because my goodness, did that get a lot of figures. I think, we've seen things like, Hawkeye just got Kate Bishop. Black Panther just got Shuri. Some, like, Aquaman 2 just got Black Manta. They didn't even do an Aquaman from Aquaman 2. So it's kind of interesting to see at times how deep they go into some of these lines. Like, I wouldn't have thought, based on the theatrical performance, that they would have done as many figures from The Flash as they did. Like, we had nothing from Blue Beetle. We had nothing from Ms. Marvel, The Marvels. There's certainly been a lot of Disney Plus shows that have not had any figures. So who knows? I will be really interested to see how deep they go into the Spider-Man movie line. Spider-Man, Superman. I have the worst habit of saying the wrong one. So apologies if I get it wrong. It is not intentional. I don't know why I always mix those two up in my head. Honestly, I'd love to see Hot Toys do a Kevin Conroy figure from the DC show. I can't remember the name of the show, but he was Batman in my mind. Yeah, he was. He was in one of the was it one of the animated shows? Because I remember he was also on the crossover event, the Elseworld. I think it was the Elseworlds crossover they did with all those Arrowverse shows, and he actually appeared as live action Bruce Wayne in one of those episodes, I'm pretty sure. So that would be cool. It was a crossover or something. Okay, no, I think I jumped the gun on that. But yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure it was the Elseworlds crossover. I'm pretty sure there's is it Kate Kane goes to find him, or they go to find him and then realize it's actually Kate Kane that they need? But no, I'm confident he was in that. So I think you were right. Yeah, those posts were something. Right? Like, I just I find it so interesting to where people select to do their flipping. I don't know. I don't know what to say, because I think, yeah, you got it, and I guess it's your right to do what you want with it, but when they're so eagerly awaited and they've not released yet, I do understand people's point of, come on, like, just put them back into circulation for people who really want them, because the price of these artisans is just insane. Saw that post, yeah. I think one person took their post down, but it's like, mate, he was the guy who loves InArt. So I'm like, you're already a bit known, and then you would post that. Like, interesting choice. But hey, as I said, everyone is free to do what they want. Waitlist, I just jumped on one for that figure. I just saw it Pop Culture had in stock. I may not wait for a conversion. Well, I mean, if you don't have to wait. And I think the exchange rate works in your favor. So yeah, I feel like I often say that. Like, people be like, oh, I'm looking for whatever, and I'll be like, Pop Culture has it in stock. Just buy it. Because I guess we're not a huge population, and then if you think of collecting, it's not really a huge mainstream hobby here. So stock tends to sit a lot of the times, unless it's like something really hot like the 89 Batman Deluxe, or something limited like the She-Hulk. Quite often, I don't think it's that hard to get figures in stock unless it's an exclusive or something like that. Like, a lot of times you can pick things up down here. It was odd seeing how many waitlist conversions happened yesterday. Some were rather old figures too. Must have had something randomly loaded on a container they forgot about. Well, it's interesting because I didn't realize, I don't even know when I did this. Apparently, I joined the waitlist for the Deadpool with the gold pistols. When did I do that? I don't even remember doing that. And then they were like, great news. You have an opportunity to convert. And I was like, I literally don't remember joining the waitlist for this. So obviously I clicked a button and I don't remember, but I don't think I'll be getting Deadpool. Um I actually joined the waitlist as soon as it was posted. I missed the queue, ordered the sculpt and the artisan, converted yesterday. Well, that's cool. It's good. Well, it's good to know some are converting. So some people are actually putting theirs back into circulation rather than trying to flip them for $700. Seamless Hulk would be the way to go. Yeah, I mean, it looks great with the She-Hulk, I have to say. Avengers 1 Hulk doesn't need a 2.0, but it would be cool. Look, I have the original one, so would I get another one? Probably not, but I think this is the danger you have, right? Like with a thing like the Avengers, or series, not a thing, I think because there's so many installments, people go, oh, well, I'll wait for the next one because that'll be bigger and better. And no one, I guess, anticipated Professor Hulk was going to be the end game of that character. So people that were thinking maybe they were going to get some ultimate deluxe version of Hulk from Endgame did not get that. So I can understand now that with hindsight, people like the Avengers one, and that's what they want. They want a big angry Hulk man. And it's hard to find. And again, like the Gladiator Hulk is cool, but if you're going to have just one Hulk, I think people might prefer a bit more of a classic look to him. So that's the thing. I think it's more the demand of, if you constantly go, I'll wait and get the next one, that'll be better. Like sometimes a character may evolve in a way you don't like. And that happened for me with Thor. I don't like Endgame Thor. So in my Avengers display, where I've got the original and I call them the ultimate, but in theory it's the Endgame, I went the Infinity War one, and I was so glad when they reissued that because I didn't order the Infinity War one because I wasn't doing the different Avengers movie lines. But when I looked at it, I was like, no, I don't want the Endgame one. I want the Infinity War one. So sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and then that later on creates a demand for a particular look of a character. The problem with the Thunderbolts movie is that there are no comic book characters of the Thunderbolts in the movie. Oh, really? Is this going to be like Taskmaster all over again, where everyone's going to get upset that they've deviated for the comics? I don't know. I never really read a lot of Marvel comics. The few comics that I read were more Batman and DC, so I'm not fully up with it. But I think it's an interesting use of a bunch of Marvel characters that were kind of just out there, like bringing them together. So I'm keen to see what it's like, but I probably have the benefit of I don't have an attachment to the notion of what this should be. So, yeah, ignorance is bliss, maybe. With our luck, we're only going to get like Taskmaster from the Thunderbolts. Look, I hope not, because I mean that thing is just sitting on discount. That first one, I think Yelena is a really popular character. I think Red Guardian is pretty popular, and they teased it with the Black Widow figures. So I think I would love to see that. I would think Bucky, like they love a Bucky figure over at Hot Toys. And yeah, US Agent, like I think there's a few that people, if they don't want it for a Thunderbolts display, they may want it for another display that they've got. Like people may want the US Agent for their Falcon and the Winter Soldier display, Red Guardian for a Black Widow display. So I would hope that we're going to get a few. I think there's quite a few good actors in that people would be interested in their characters. Hello. Well, hello to you. How you doing? It was like live action Helen. Yes, that's it. Cool. Yeah, I'm actually trying to make a Elseworlds display in my Arrowverse shelf. So I feel like I have a pretty good memory of that crossover. Not a good memory about a lot of other TV things, but I did like the Arrowverse. I thought it was good for a while. Yeah, he was on the Elseworlds Arrowverse event. That was really cool. Yeah, it was probably my favorite crossover, and that's why I want to have. Oh, it's not in reach. I actually just the other day, because I bought the Hot Toys Grant Gustin head sculpt from Toy Anxiety, and I've popped that head on So Toys Green Vigilante. So that's done, and I've got many Stephen Amell head sculpts. So I just need the right Flash figure to pop a Stephen Amell head sculpt on. So I'm debating the Future Flash, the So Toys Future Flash, and using that. And I've got the So Batwoman, and I'm waiting for the Supergirl, and then I will have my Elseworlds display, and I will be very happy. Sorry, Helen, I don't want to say the figure because they are the only retail that I could find. Still has it, fair enough, and I don't want to betray it if it's okay. No, that's fine. Um, just making conversation. You don't have to tell me anything I ask. That's fine. Deadpool version 3 is a great figure to get. One of my top 3 figure of the years. Yeah, I mean, this is probably sacrilege. And again, hot take Helen strikes again. I had the previous 2 Deadpools and I sold them both. I feel like this is where hype of the movie, and I even had the bridge diorama at one point, which was cool. I had the Colossus that Toys Era did, the steel. Um, and then when like it came down to space and something's got to go, Deadpool was always such an easy one for me to move on, and so that's why like I've seen this line and I love Hugh as Wolverine, but I'm like I don't know because I don't really have room for any new lines at the moment, but I was at the hardware store today and did I swing by the aisle with the garage shelving units? Yes, I did. Did I take some photos of dimensions and prices? Yes, I did. So I feel like this window that you can't see will eventually become a garage shelf. Yeah, I wouldn't flip anything, don't sell. I'll keep all the Jokers. Yeah, I buy to keep. I don't buy to flip. If some people want to, that's their prerogative, I guess. I've got the AEW Hulk. It's not bad, but eats a ton of space and kind of looks a little bit toyish because of the size. It's honestly one of my figure purchasing regrets. Oh, really, AJ? That's interesting. If you wanted to sell it, I think you could. It's interesting because it does take up a lot of space. I actually Iron Logan, John helped me pose mine up. And the way we posed it, it's kind of cool because it's not taking as much vertical space. So I think with the right pose, he can look a bit cool. But there is, if I'm remembering correctly, there is a bit of a skin tone difference between the two. And I guess the Age of Ultron one also has that interchangeable upper body with the arms raised, doesn't it? So that one is a little bit different, but yeah, I love my Avengers one. As I said, in the right pose, I think you can make him look hunched over and angry and just make him a little bit more compact. Morning. Hello, Jazzy. How are you? Happy New Year. I want a US agent. Yeah, I think a few people do. Good morning, Helen. SG Collectibles. Good morning to you. How are you? Happy New Year. So that was the Hot Toys 2025 license announcement. So this is, I guess, the new stuff that they have acquired that they want to let us know about. So thank you, Howie Claus. And then Blitzway came up with a video to talk about their 2025 figure lineup. And I know it was more than this. I've just screen captured these 3 because these were the ones that very specifically reference 6 scale. So we've got the Ghostbusters, which I think, was it at Wonderfest? I can't remember, but there was that tease or that talk about the fact that they are actually going to redo those original Ghostbusters. So this is not Afterlife. This is the original 4 Ghostbusters, and I think there's quite a few people hoping that perhaps they'll redo that original Ecto one. So I think it's a smart move from them. I know talking to Joao a little bit about those Ghostbusters figures, the original ones, my understanding is that they have not held up great, that there has been some issues with the bodies. I think there's been some issues with the suit, apparently with the material. I can't remember if it was fading or bleeding or something about the fabric there. So I think it's a really smart move from them to make them again. I know the newer movies have been a bit divisive from people, but there's still a lot of love for the original Ghostbusters. So I think smart move. I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to get out of their present toys orders. And spoiler, if you've ordered for 1/6 kit, he's not going to refund your NRD. So don't email him and ask and then post in a Facebook group and think people are going to side with you, because that's not what's going to happen. So we've got the Ghostbusters figures coming out, which, as I said, I think a lot of people are really keen for. And then Back to the Future, they're doing a DeLorean. So I think that'll be really interesting to see how they go with that. Hot Toys, of course, have done 3. I know, was it the second one in particular that had a few issues that people weren't happy about? But yeah, interesting that another company is doing the DeLorean. We've just had the Back to the Future 3 one come out. So it'll be interesting to see, is this specifically from Back to the Future 1? Will they do a version that perhaps has some interchangeable parts so you can maybe have it look with some of the different nuances from the different films? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And The Boys, which I thought was really interesting because is it Star Ace that has the Boys license, and they're the ones who've done some figures? And I mean, it's Star Ace, so nothing really needs to be said there. So I thought this was interesting that Blitzway has got this license. I think they can give it a really good crack at this line. I think, we've seen a few Homelanders come out. I think, are they the strongest figures? There's been a bit of debate about those. I did think the Butcher figure that So Toys did was quite nice. Like, I looked at that and thought it looked like Carl Urban. But it'll be interesting to see, like, how many characters they do, how deep do they go into the line, when do we start seeing some of these figures? Because I think So also, they've done the Soldier Boy, the Jensen Ackles figure. They've got, do they call it Starlight? I don't know if it's Starlight in the show or just what they call it. So So's done a few of these. So it will be interesting to see how deep they go, how many they make. But I think it's nice to see someone aside from Star Ace tackle this. And I think, everyone's so focused on Hot Toys and InArt and J&D lol. But I don't know. I feel like Blitzway could... There's a lot of good stuff still out there that Blitzway could be doing. So it'll be interesting to see how much they kind of try to plug in some of these gaps. Because I think, a lot of people like that Kurt Cobain figure. Like, I've seen that in person. I thought it looked really nice. The body was perhaps a little bit big compared to other 6-scale figures. I don't know if that's accurate to Kurt or not. Never met him. But yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see what they do in 6-scale. I think there was also Star Wars at quarter scale, but I've just kept it at what their 6-scale announcements were for now, because that's what I'm focused on. I have Avengers Hulk, Gladiator Hulk, and Endgame Hulk. That's a lot of Hulk. I have Avengers and Endgame. Yeah, the deluxe version has the statue-like upper body. Unfortunately, mine isn't the deluxe, but maybe I'll work with John to try to fix his pose. Yeah, I would. Like, AJ and I are both channel members for Iron Logan. He's an amazing poser. And one of the perks is like a monthly pose and chill session. And I find that really useful. At first, I was like, really? We're all going to hang out and pose figures? But it's a lot of fun. And I have taken a lot of figures to Pose and Chill. And John and also Anthony from Figure Posing Channel, who's often there, they just come up with such great ideas. And then they help you get the pose just right. So you can learn so much interacting with people that are good posers. Like, even when I was posing Yelena with Anthony, like, he was telling me something about the way the wrist peg needs to be positioned to get greater movement. And I never even knew that was a thing. So I feel like I'm learning all the time. But yeah, if not, I posted a picture on my Instagram of the pose that I did with Avengers 1 Hulk that I really like. So I'm sure John will give you some great ideas. Those Ghostbusters will be very tempting. Yeah, I think for a lot of people. Because as I said, the only other option is the old versions, which are very expensive. And also, as I said, not in, like, some of them are not in the best position. Oh, hello. Did you take care of the lizard? Shuri's just decided to join me, and I'm hoping she dealt with the gift that she gave me, and I'm not just going to find a lizard running around the house later on. Maybe I will. Who knows? Speaking of Joao, I really hope he and his family are doing well. I'm used to not seeing him, but I'm not used to not seeing him, but totally understand. Sorry, I get brain fade sometimes reading the comments. Yeah, I mean, Joao has shared a little bit on his channel about sort of what's going on. And 100%, we wish him all the best, and we hope he's back in YouTube land soon. I'm hoping Collectors Unite will be back soon, and Joao, Christian, and I can keep streaming again, because they're awesome guys, and I really enjoy chatting to them and hanging out with them, and I feel like we had a good thing going. So I'm hoping soon. But you know, life and family has to come first. So hopefully not too long, but we'll see. He's got to take the time that he needs. So I think it's great how supportive everyone's been during this time, and I'm sure he'll be back as soon as he can be. Hello, Helen. Happy New Year. Big Rib. Hello. Happy New Year to you too. Sure. Yeah, my little monkey's back. She's I hope to God she took care of that lizard, because I do not want to have to take care of a lizard, please. I'm right there with you, Helen. I've been collecting for a while and still haven't experimented with the full limits of articulation because I'm afraid I'll break them. Yeah, I mean, that was my fear for the longest time. I think that's why my first figure was Power Pose, because that felt a lot less intimidating. But having access to people like that in the community, like, I have learnt so much, like, even about figure torsos, and there's so many more points of articulation than you realize. And I think the biggest thing I've learned with posing is often you have to make movements a lot bigger than what you think you should to get it looking right. And Anthony in particular at Figure Posing Channel, he is very blunt and he's probably catching the replay. So hello, cousin Anthony, you know I love you. But I love sending him photos of stuff because he'll just be really honest and he'll be like, you can do better, you need to adjust this, you need to adjust that. So it challenges me to keep doing better, which I think is only a good thing. So I posted the picture on the Instagram of the Yelena that we posed to go with the snowsuit Nat, which I posed with Anthony. There's actually a video on his YouTube channel of us posing Black Widow together. And it was so cool because he came up with this cool idea for a pose using like the knife for Yelena. And I feel like no one is really posing her with the knife. So I'm really happy with it. They look awesome together. So yeah, posing, it just increases your enjoyment because as well, like, I think sometimes we get so focused on chasing the next thing, whereas like when you repose a figure, like, you're getting appreciation from what you have, and I feel like it reinvigorates your love. And when I've reposed something, like when I then come to look at my collection, the latest thing I've posed is often the first thing I want to look at. Like, I just keep wanting to look at Yelena and Nat at the moment because they're awesome. I'm just going to take a water break because we're at an hour, so it probably will be a 3-hour stream, guys. Buckle in if you're at work. I hope I'm keeping you entertained. 2 ticks. All right. Hey, Helen, for some reason you did not populate, nor did I get an alert with your live stream. Oh, was that on YouTube? I don't know how some of this stuff works. I normally try to remember to post on my Instagram a countdown and stuff like that, although I almost forgot today. So sorry, but you're here now, and I mean, there's still probably a lot more stream to go, so that's fine. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Recently, I was watching a video by MRC, and he was twisting the torso of a figure, and I heard a crack or pop. Oh, goodness. And I felt like my heart dropped into my stomach, and it's not even my figure. Yeah, MRC is very thorough and pushes the limits of articulation. And I think that's why there's certain reviewers I like, and I do like MRC for that reason, that you get a very good indication of how far to go. But this is my thing. When I post figures with Anthony, my brief to him is always, I want a cool pose that is going to be safe. Like, I don't want to damage the suit of the figure or anything like that. And I feel like he's always very good at coming up with that. And what I love now is with his posing videos, he'll do like 5 stages. So the sort of early stage ones are not very stressful to the suit. And then he'll show you something extreme where it's like, if you leave this figure in this pose for a long time, the suit may have an issue. So I love that he gives you that ability to kind of decide how far you want to take it with your figure, which for me is not very far because I want these to last as long as they can. We can walk to HTs to get a replacement if need be. Well, I mean, this is where like toy anxiety can be your friend. Although, yeah, with the exchange rate at the moment, I was having this conversation that sometimes I feel like I'm better off buying a second figure than buying parts, because the parts add up, and those US dollary dues, they are not friendly to me. All right, so let's keep moving with the slides. I don't have many, but goodness, it's already taking me this long to get through 5 slides. So guys, nice Paul, because Howie Claus loves you and wants you to be happy. They are going all in on this Deadpool line, and of course last week we talked about the Blade teaser, so I still think they're gonna go all in on the Resistance. I did think of Joelle when I saw this, because if you watched Collectors Unite, I hypothesized, will at some point in this movie we see beautiful face Ryan Reynolds, and will Hot Toys make a figure of it? And boy, did Joelle blast me and tell me that's not going to happen, that's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But he's nice, Paul. He's beautiful Ryan Reynolds, beautiful hair. I think it's interesting that they're doing this as a standard release. There is a part of me that could have seen them doing a limited artisan run with, you know, wool implantation hair. But they're trying to make everybody happy, so it is a standard release. And I'm sure Bob's already talking to Tina to get his rooted. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they're doing this. You're going to have all the options to have a really vast Deadpool 3 display if you so desire. And you get Mary Poppins with it. And Mary Poppins has been retooled. So it'll be interesting to compare what the different versions of her look like. And yeah, here we have the sculpt, which of course everyone is quite interested in. And I did feel like, oh, did this have Kit Bash potential? But unfortunately, it's got quite a few earrings on the ear. So that might make it a little bit difficult to use this for other stuff. I don't know if you guys could hear Shuri protesting. She's telling me a story about something. I don't know what. But here he is. I mean, his head's probably not going to be able to articulate very much. But I can see a lot of people wanting this. So I think it's really cool that Hot Toys is going deep into a line. Like, it is still possible for them to go deep into a line. It just needs to be like a $1 billion movie or whatever it was. Hey Helen, wanted to ask, what did you think of the Spider-Man 2 Venom and its massive size? Yeah, I've seen a bit more content about that this week, and it is gigantic. So yeah, I think we had a bit of a conversation last week where some people thought it was too big, but I was like, but if that's how it scales and that's accurate, that's cool. There's a lot of Venoms out there. So I think, you know, people have that option to get the one that they desire the most. So I think it looks cool. Pass next. Oh, is that about Nice Paul? Really? I thought people would be into the Nice Paul. This Nice Paul really surprises me. I don't think he comes with that much, and Sideshow put him up for $305. Well, most things are expensive here, so I wish it cost $305 Australian. That would be nice. So much for those exclusive gold guns. Yeah, that's interesting. I did wonder how people would feel about that. I did see that someone in a group was offering to make people gold guns as well. So is anything ever really exclusive? I don't know. But I mean, it's interesting because I guess it just has surprised me how long it's taken to get some of these Deadpool announcements, because they were very quick with Lady Pool and Kid Pool and doing the different versions of Wolverine. So I guess I was surprised that they waited this long for Nice Pool. I would have thought they would strike while the hype was up there. Definitely bargain bin material, you think? Oh, that's interesting. Have to love Cat Speak, right? Shuri's not a talkative cat. But it's so funny because whenever I'm streaming and she comes in, she will roll on the ground and she will just make these little noise of grievances. And I think it's I want to go to bed. Why are we not going to bed? Who knows? Or she could be like, dude, you got to get that lizard because I don't know where it went. So, who knows? Plus there's a comic Venom cunning too. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few of them, right? I'll stick with Deadpool. Fair enough. I thought more people would be hyped for Nice Paul. Helen can finally get her Ryan Reynolds head sculpt. Well, it wasn't particularly that I wanted it. I don't know why. I just thought for some reason, as part of this movie, they would have restored Wade to his former aesthetic. I know that's probably not comic accurate, don't come at me, but I think this was a cooler way that they did it. Like they got his face on screen with this character who I thought was hilarious. Like I really liked the interactions between him and Deadpool. So people don't like the price. You may be onto something then, Stream. I think you may be onto something. Costa, hello, Kalimera, Kalinishta, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. I was on Points of Articulation last week. Are you back again on Sunday evening, Costa? Let us know. And Costa also is doing his live series build with his Grail case. So if you want to make beautiful display cases like I made, I've had this garage display for a year now, and I absolutely love it. And it's all thanks to this man's tutorials. So if you're not checking out Costa's channel, go check it out. And Randall is a delight. Who doesn't love Randall? Bye, Star Ace, baby. That was a horrible impersonation, but anyway, we try. Already P.O. Malgus, that was the big boy I was instant locked in on. We'll talk about him. I actually Googled what it was because I was interested to know what a Darth Malgus was. I seem to be getting some big boy figures with Malgus, also that 17-inch Scorch Zeno from Romulus. Oh yeah, the alien figure. They are quite big. Ryan's family got priority on figure release dates. Well, maybe. People chatting with Costa. The unmasked Deadpool with the burned face and Wolverine claws got teased by Hot Toys and Reynolds before Thanksgiving here in the US, and I'm still waiting for that pre-order to go up. Hope it's not limited. Oh, that's right. That hasn't gone up for PO yet. That will be interesting. I think someone's doing a third-party Wade sculpt, which will it be as good as Hot Toys? I don't know. I was surprised because when I was in Hong Kong, I did come across a few third-party Deadpool unmasked head sculpts. So there's always a kit bash option if you need. But yeah, surely that's got to come out soon or be up for pre-release soon. Randall, a delight. Yeah, I love Randall. I'm a channel member for Costa, as everyone should be if you make garage display cases. And there's a members only Randall content, which I'm enjoying. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to see Randall content? Costa the man, the myth, the legend. I know, right? I'm not excited about any of these reveals. Oh, really? Is that the announcements from Hot Toys and Blitzway, Lumi? Or are you talking more about the things like Nice Pool this week? I want to know. Dopode Nice Pool. Well, I'm glad someone here is excited for it. I thought a lot of people would be hyped for Nice Pool. So, my goodness. I can't, do I not know how to read a room? Received my email from Queen in Art today. Paul has shipped. We'll get it before Superman and Harry. Oh, wow. I have to say, guys, like, I am pleasantly surprised at how many people I have seen in groups talk about the fact that their stuff is actually shipping. So I am keen to see, like, could these first batches be a little bit bigger than usual? Like, someone today was posting pictures of, like, a Ron Weasley in hand. I feel like some people have got Paul. Maybe they're lifting their game in 2025. That would be nice. Yeah, the Burning Soul head sculpt is dope, but this Hot Toys one may take the cake. Yeah, I have the Burning Soul one in my house, but it's for Iron Logan if he ever wants to come and pick it up. That would be handy. Maybe I can flip it on the secondary market. No, I wouldn't do that. I have very few Star Wars figures, but this figure of Darth Malgus is forcing me to expand my IP collection. I don't want to get into another line there. I hear you, Xiao Xiao. I'm a little bit the same, where I'm seeing stuff being announced that I'm interested in, but I don't know that I have the space to start any other lines at the moment. Like, I have space to add to lines I have, but to start new ones, I don't know that I can do that right now. I can do battle damage to one to recreate the human shield scene. Oh my goodness, S-Beam makes incredible head sculpts, guys, which I just found out on Points of Articulation last week. So I'm keen to see what you do with your customized stuff, because those head sculpts you showed us were amazing. All the reveals, I haven't pre-ordered anything since the Artisan Black Widow. Oh, really? That's interesting. I keep hoping they'll do an Avengers 1 Black Widow because mine is falling apart. Nice Paul is nice. To me, he was creepy. I'm still asking myself to this day, why was Mary Poppins so scared of him? Maybe Papa was just a little bit too clingy. And this is just a look at everything it comes with. So you get a 2.0 of Mary Poppins. Who knew that was going to be a thing? I think the base has some LED light up feature. Not a heck of a lot else, but I mean, he's got the main weapons and stuff that he needs and the beautiful Ryan Reynolds likeness. So what more would you want? I'm more excited about the 66 Mars Riddle release. Yeah, and I mentioned that old collector, but we haven't got any photos yet. So I know Kit posted a photo of the box, so people will start getting it soon. And I'm keen to see some final product photos because Mars Toys has done a really great job with the 66 line. I certainly the figures I got, Alfred, Bruce Wayne, the 95 Riddler. I've been really happy with the Mars Toys stuff I've bought so far. I think they've done a really great job. Malgus was a Sopo. Second one pre-order. Like as in second day? Or I don't know what that means. Excuse me. So let's talk about Malgus. I didn't know what this was, but I saw that a lot of people were excited. So I went to Google and I said, what is a Darth Malgus? So I'd love to know what you think of the description I found and if you think it's accurate, because I thought this was actually a really great way to explain it. Someone said that Darth Malgus is like a what-if version of Darth Vader. That had he been with, is it the Siths? I don't know. Had he been with them, could this be what he turned out like? So is that a good description? Is this like a what-if Darth Vader? Because I assume Darth, there's some kind of connection. I don't know. I don't do the Star Wars, but you guys do. So is this what-if Darth Vader? I don't know. But you know, and it's funny because I kept wanting to call him Darth Magnus, which I know is not his name, and would just make the Star Wars people dislike me even more. But I thought, you know, there's obviously a lot that's going into this release. You've got 3 different looks you can have for the sculpt. You've got, you know, the LED lightsabers, which everyone likes. I think that base is really cool. You know, that looks like it's got some light up features, but it also looks like it has a little bit of articulation. So this looks really interesting. And obviously, I think looking at some of the comments we've seen so far, people are pretty excited for this. So that's cool. There was a leaked list of Hot Toys figures a couple of weeks ago that listed 2 of the OG Avengers, but I don't put a lot of stock into that type of thing. I'll wait and see. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I saw that, but I feel like Avengers 1 Thor has been rumored for a long time, that people keep saying that's going to get an artisan treatment. I don't know, when they did 2012 Cap for Endgame, I thought they were going to redo all the OGs because they had a reason to, right? Like they're in the movie, but they didn't. So I don't know. As I said, most of my 1.0s are okay. It's just that Black Widow suit looks like it's on borrowed time. So I would absolutely love them to redo that, even if it's not artisan. I need a new suit for Nat. First, second available, Helen. Oh, thank you. I don't know all of these acronyms that you guys have. I only know Malgus from all of those badass cinematics from the games, and that's good enough for me. He's badass, but I don't have a connection to this guy, so I'll pass. That's fair enough. Steampunk Darth Vader. Is that not... Is he not what if Darth Vader? Was the description I read wrong? Because I read it and memorized it so I could come here and impress Darth Allison with some Star Wars knowledge. And I don't feel like what I read was correct. I feel ripped off. The internet has misled me. Thor needs the artisan treatment for those luscious locks. I mean, if they get the hair color right, because I've seen a lot of people do rooted Thor head sculpts, and a lot of the times I feel like they make him too blonde, and that's something I'm not a fan of. I'm very familiar with this guy playing Star Wars MMO SWTOR for years. I don't know what that means. This guy was big bad for FP, was dead for years, but then came back and has been ongoing antagonist for like 4 years now. Okay. No, he was a Sith from the Old Republic, and he was quite the vicious badass. Okay. Clearly, the internet has misled me. And then another crack at Nick Fury. I mean, they had an opportunity between Secret Wars, not Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, and the Marvels. They could have made a Nick Fury. And there's a world I live in where I wouldn't have been shocked if Nick Fury was all they made from the Marvels. I think that's one as well, where give us something with better material for the jacket, because I think the jacket has been problematic with the Avengers version of it. But it's been a long time since they've made a Nick Fury. I think the second, which is the last one, was the Captain America Winter Soldier one. And that's it. That's only the two that they've made. So I'm kind of surprised they haven't done another one. Artisan Thor would be a smart choice by Hot Toys. Yeah, I think so too. White Darth Vader. Oh man, I completely forgot. How's Allison? Darth Allison's great. She's collecting all the troopers. She's having the time of her life with all the Star Wars stuff. You know, I jokingly, when this looked like a slow news week, I was like, is this the week I do Star Wars Hour with Miss Allison and just troll the world with my Star Wars hot takes and lack of knowledge? But Howie Claus delivered a bunch of news, so Star Wars Hour with Miss Allison is delayed for at least another week. Maybe one day I'll do that. Yeah, he was more of an inspiration to Vader in the universe at one point. Vader and Palpatine just really like how he gave no crap about anything and just did evil for evil's sake, so he's a friendly guy. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that description. Oh, okay, you're going to explain all the acronyms. Yeah. Not a Star Wars girl. Sorry, guys. I don't think that's ever going to change. Funny you mentioned the Marvels. I just watched it and I actually liked it. Thank you. This is what I've been saying for the longest time. People judged that movie just because they didn't like Brie Larson or it's all... I'm just like, watch it and give it a chance. Because I think you see, like, the things that people were so critical about Carol's character, like, you see character development with her. Kamala is a delight. I loved Kamala's family. Like, it was so, and I just kept saying, like, if people eventually give this a chance, even when it's on Disney Plus, I think they will see it is actually an enjoyable movie. So thank you, because, you know, that rumor that got my hopes up and then destroyed me, which was, oh yeah, Artisan Captain Marvel. Well, we got nothing from the Marvels, nothing. And I would have loved a Kamala. I would have loved the three of them, but like they still haven't done Kamala. And I'm like, I think the Miss Marvel character, I think Iman Vellani is a delight. I would love to see a figure of her. I think there's a lot of people that would love to see a figure of her. But yeah, it's so underrated. The Marvels is so underrated. But thank you. That comment actually makes me really happy. So appreciate you giving it a go. It's funny. You can buy both Malgus armor and well make your Sith Jedi Troopers, smuggler, etc. look. I don't know what any of that means. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad the Star Wars people are happy. I do want them to be happy. Helen, what is your favorite IP? It is the Dark Knight trilogy, which is the most prominent in my collection. So this entire cabinet, I've got the black tumbler. You can't see it, but I've got the camo tumbler underneath that. So the Dark Knight trilogy, I also really like Batman. So the 89 Batman. I've got the Batmobile with the new diorama and the DX9. And then I'm starting an 89 to 97 collection. So yeah, Dark Knight trilogy is when I started Hot Toys, that was all I was going to collect. I'm just going to do the Dark Knight trilogy, and this is where I am now. But yeah, easy. That's an easy question for me. But there's a lot of other things that I like, but I really like the Dark Knight trilogy. It's a good movie. I don't see the problem. I hope you're talking about the Marvels. Are you talking about the Marvels? Because this is just going to make my day if people are going to say they liked the Marvels. I really enjoyed the Marvels. Thank you, Lumi. Oh, this makes me so happy. That's exactly why folks don't like Brie. They went in with a certain smirk beforehand, right? Like, and I get it because people have certain actors that they just can't watch. But I feel like there's so much just a lot of people just don't like her, and I think she's a good actress. Like, even if you don't like her, if you go in with an open mind, I think she is a good actress. So oh my God, I'm so happy. Unexpected Marvels chat. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. But yeah, I really liked her outfit in the Marvels, and I would have loved to have had the three of them together with a bunch of Flurkins from the Flurkin fiasco. That would have been amazing, but I don't think we're ever getting it, sadly. I gave the Marvels one watch. The dancing singing scene took me out of it, but I did finish the movie. Interesting end credit scene. Well, I mean, it was an interesting end credit scene. I didn't mind the dancing singing. It's, she's a Disney princess now, damn it. Yes, I'm talking about the Marvels. I enjoyed it. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. Oh my God, I did not think we would have Marvels chat, and to find people that like gave it a go and enjoyed it. This is amazing. This is a great day. Here's the thing, it's hard for Hot Toys to make a figure from a movie or show that performed poorly. It's a recipe for low pre-orders and sales. I guess Hot Toys didn't think the Marvels would sell. Yeah, I get it. I get it. As I said, they didn't make anything from Blue Beetle either, but they made Black Manta from Aquaman 2, really. And that's where the Flash surprises me. Like, I don't know if they had gone in with some kind of agreement with DC, because like the Flash didn't do amazingly either, but they did so many figures and a vehicle from that line. And even with Black Panther, like, I'm team give me a Okoye, but a lot of people wanted a Namor figure, and they didn't even do that. So I just don't know some of the thinking, and that's what shocked me when that rumor came about, where Joelle was like, oh yeah, the next artisan is going to be Captain Marvel. And I'm like, are you trolling me? And we had a whole conversation about it on Collectors Unite. That gave me some false hope. So whoever started that rumor, I'm not happy with you. I will agree it's that the girl who played Miss Marvel was a very likable person, but I still didn't like the movie at all. But if you guys like it, that's all that matters. Okay. I'm not in the business of like trying to talk people into it. So if you didn't like it, that's fair enough. But the thing that got me Xiao was some people just not even prepared to watch it. And I think if you watch it and you didn't like it, fair enough. But these people who are just like, nah, not going to bother, not going to watch it, I know it's going to be crap. And it's like, well, you don't know it's going to be crap. And I feel like a lot of people did enjoy it. Isn't it funny looking back on when we first started collecting, saying we're only collecting one thing, how naive we were? I know, right? Because it was just the Dark Knight trilogy, then it was just the first Avengers, then it was just the Arrowverse. And here we are, like 100 and something figures and a few vehicles later. So, lol, joke's on me. Just in time, the Marvels was fire. Oh my goodness, this is great. Oh, the Marvels was good. Oh, guys, this is amazing. I like the Marvels, Quantumania, and I'm in the minority for 4-4. I don't hate it as much as the rest of the world. It wasn't good, but I didn't hate it. Yeah, I mean, I think this is where I find it interesting, because I didn't mind Quantumania, but I don't watch trailers, because I think when I spoke to people, their explanation was that it was pitched as like an Endgame style event. And I'm going, well, how can it be an Endgame style event? Because Endgame built up over so many movies. And this is where I feel like going in not knowing a lot by not watching the trailers, I don't feel like I get as disappointed. Like, Thor was okay. But Quantumanium, I went, it's an Ant-Man movie. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm not gonna rush out to the cinema to see it again, but I didn't walk out of the cinema feeling like, oh well, that was a waste of time and money. Like I thought it was good enough. Um, Preferred Kamala suit from the show though. Yeah, I mean, I would have been happy with either look for Kamala. I just really want a Kamala, but are we gonna get it? I don't know. Two Shazam movies, no figures. Yeah, well that too, right? Like, I would have thought we would have gotten us Shazam. It's hard to predict sometimes. The people who watched the Marvels liked it. Most of the haters did not watch it. Yeah, I feel like so many people wrote it off before it even came out just because they don't like Brie Larson. Facts. Yeah, Lumi's dropping facts. In reality, we're only just collecting everything. Yes, we are collecting everything. The constant joking took me out of Thor 4. Yeah. I think because Ragnarok did so well, they tried to push that comedic angle too much, and I think like there's a line to it. So, Morning Collectors, hello the movie canon. How are you? Happy Friday, Happy New Year. For me, it was tough to think Ant-Man stood a chance against Kang once Kant said he defeated Thor. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, Taika took it way too far. Yeah, I agree. I think they ramped up too much of one dial and not the other. So I agree. So guys, Darth Malgus, a lot of love, and the internet lied to me about what this was. So apologies. I did try. So this just shows me not to dive into any of this Star Wars stuff. I'll just do my do I know what this is? No. But here it is. So that's going to be my mantra with Star Wars for 2025. I'm just going to continue on that line. And then Artisan Jack Sparrow. One of the newer Artisan announcements. So I'm sure there's probably some people that have pre-ordered things like Wanda, wanting to know where's Wanda, why Wanda, when is Wanda. But this was the New Year's Day release, and Hot Toys is a little bit known for dropping something pretty big on New Year's Day, excuse me. And it was Jack. So we have the Artisan version, there's a deluxe version, and there's a standard version. And I think it's quite interesting because there is a little bit of conjecture about the hair and whether the Artisan rooted hair is better than the sculpted hair. And I think I'm a little bit in the camp of I think I prefer the look of the sculpted hair, which might be another hot take from me. But I'm pretty sure if my eyes aren't deceiving me, this is the Artisan hair look for Jack. And look, usual disclaimer, the blogger photos, as I discussed last week, lighting can be interesting. There were quite a few people that when they saw these blogger photos, I'm going to cancel, it doesn't look like him. I think it looks like him. I've seen some in-hand photos. I think the likeness is there. I just don't know what happens with some of these blogger photos sometimes. So it is what it is, guys. I agree. Thor: Love and Blunder was just not serious at all. Way too many jokes cracked at every chance they got. But I get it. Taika did it, and he's a goofball. Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, because I feel like I read something about there was another guy involved in Ragnarok that wasn't involved in Love and Thunder, and they feel like maybe that's where the balance got a little bit lost and Taika sort of pushed it too far because he didn't have that other person. I don't collect Star Wars, but man, this is cool. Why is Wanda? Well, because she's pretty badass, that's why. Got some chat. I have the deluxe incoming, that's cool. I really like the way Jack looks. I think he's this, and this is what I love about it. Like, with everything you get with this figure as a standalone piece, it looks really nice. So, as I said, this is, I'm pretty sure, the more sculpted hair, which I think I prefer to the Artisan. Again, maybe that's a bit of a hot take on my part, but I feel like there's enough texture and stuff going on with this. I think you kind of get the best of both worlds with it. And then, like, this is the thing, people saying the likeness isn't there. Like, I think it has a nice likeness to Johnny Depp. As I said, blogger photos, you know, take them with a grain of salt. But it also just comes with so many accessories. And you got the whole swap out hair piece. So you can have like two different looks for him. Like, I think it's so cool. Hot Toys is just I think they're really, like, with some of their deluxes, they just really push the envelope with how much they give you, which I love. And I think that's what a deluxe should be. I think it should just have blow you away with a great base, lots of accessories. Because that's how I feel about the 2022 Batman. Like, that felt so deluxe to me. Two head sculpts, all the stuff you got. And I think Jack looks really great. I missed the queue for Artisan Sparrow, settled for the sculpted, watched my waitlist convert soon, like the Joker situation. I mean, it's possible. There's a lot of people that were saying they were going to cancel the Artisan Jack Sparrow, so maybe, but I feel like the standard releases look really good too. This looks good, got the sculpted, can't wait. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad choice, the sculpted. If there's any figure we should have the authorities looking for, its Artisan Anakin. Where is he? Is he okay? Oh, and this is the thing that got me, Mike. Like, the fact that this was the next Artisan release, there were a lot more in the queue before Jack. Like, I don't feel like it's been a very long wait for Jack. So kind of interesting that they were able to get this one out so quickly. But I think, as I said, Anakin and Wanda, they were part of that first batch of Artisan announcements. And, like, where are they? Because in theory, would Jack's hair not be a bit more complex with all the sort of dreadlocks and stuff like that in there? I don't know if it's was easier to do because they're plaited in sections. I don't know. I don't know enough about the production of this stuff, but that's what surprised me. It surprised me that the next Artisan release was Jack Sparrow, because it felt like there's a lot of other things in the queue well before Jack. A bigger question is, shouldn't Artisan Anakin be the next release? Yeah, I agree. And Wanda, because Wanda was due out in Q4, I'm pretty sure, and she's not out in Q4. I have the Artisan one of this guy. He is paid off. That is cool. I have the deluxe version of Jack Sparrow coming in, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've never had one in my collection. Yeah, it looks nice. I think Hot Toys has done a pretty good job with Johnny Depp figures in the past. They've made a few of them as well. You don't want to have too many figures. You have to style the hair. Well, I mean, I don't really want to style my own hair, let alone a figure's hair. So, yeah, and that's going to be the interesting thing with some of these Artisan figures. Like, with time, are they going to require a lot of styling? I don't know, because I feel like the sentiment with InArt is they do use a lot of product on there. So is Hot Toys the same? Like, I've not touched Hot Toys rooted hair. Is it the same? Will it need a lot of maintenance? Like, this is all the stuff that only time will tell us. Jack Sparrow looks amazing. Already looks like a contender for 2025 Figure of the Year. Hot Toys setting the bar really high earlier in the year. This is the thing, Kate. Like, I feel like the New Year's Day release is always something pretty big, and I don't think this is any exception here. Artisan Anakin is at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Ship had a mishap. Well, isn't that what people thought happened to Endgame Loki? Weren't they saying that at one stage, that Endgame Loki, like, was at the bottom of the ocean somewhere? But this is the thing. People saying it doesn't look like Johnny Depp. Like, I think it does. And I love that you have so many different looks for this this character. Like, I don't think I've seen the last movie. I think I've seen the first 4 Pirates of the Caribbean. And I mean, I see Jack here, so I don't, as I said, like, I think I'm not so literal with the blogger photos as other people are, but there's already a lot of in-hand footage, and I think when you see the in-hand footage of the guys that have it in Hong Kong, like, I think it looks really nice. And I wanted to include this because, like, the base is awesome. I think Hot Toys is getting really great value out of that little water thing, because they've used it for Bane and Catwoman, and now they're recycling the water for Jack Sparrow. So I don't know that I particularly love the little water thing, but I think it's so cool. You've got the wheel, you've got the lantern, you've got a bunch of things that you can display with Jack. Like, I just think what's not to like about this? Like, people saying they're going to cancel their POs. Okay. I would always say wait to see some in-hand footage. Like, to cancel on a blogger photo, that feels a little bit extreme to me. I don't even want to style my own hair. Please drive hairstyle. Well, I mean, I don't. I just, it's kind of curly. It just sits there. It does what it does. I'm just incredibly lazy about that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to sit there with little tools and products and implements for a figure. No, I'm not going to. Keith Lee, 49 people watching, 29 likes. Hit the like button and make sure you're happy. Meow. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Because normally Carlos is my hype man. Where is Shuri? Great question. I do wonder if she's put herself to bed, but appreciate that. Yeah, if you want, hit a like. It's free. I'm here in the middle of the night in Australia talking about figures, hopefully being somewhat entertaining. With my hot takes and all my Star Wars knowledge. I'm sure you guys have seen and heard this, but with Artisan Joker, Regular, and Batman Imposter, they have a lot of stuff on the hair. If you need to futz, they tell you to use the included tweezer. Oh, okay, so they also have gone quite heavy on the product, have they? I don't have any of them, so I don't know. But okay, it's good that they give you the tools to do that with. Because I think InArt just gives you a video, and I'll be honest, putting the head sculpt on the InArt Joker was a nightmare. So I hope the Hot Toys Artisan one is not a pain the way the InArt one was. I meant to say at least you have hair to style. Well, I mean, yeah, I do. It's not really socially acceptable for women not to have hair, because when it gets hot here, there's times where I'm like, do I want to shave my head? Probably not, because all the stages you have to go to get it long again would be difficult. But yeah. But that's no futz and needing, honestly. Okay, that's good to know. But it will be interesting with time. I think particularly people who maybe live in some more humid climates, it'll be interesting to see how some of this rooted hair holds up. I honestly think that people just like to complain immediately about anything. I think you're right, AJ. Just get the figure in hand and look at it before you throw it away. I found myself liking most things in hand. Well, this is the thing, and I feel like I'm a broken record, because I feel like so many times, because figures are so delayed in their release in Australia, because I have this whole process I go through when I unbox, and I like to re-watch reviews of the figure. And I always find it interesting that certain figures had all this hullabaloo, and then by the time I get it, they've moved on and no one's talking about it. And I'll be like, oh yeah, this was a controversial head sculpt. But that's what gets me. Like, at least wait for some in-hand footage, because you don't have to wait long. Like, there's people going to Secret Base like the day this stuff comes out. So I feel like all the releases we've had between Christmas and New Year's, between like Azuki Toys or Figure Hideout or 6-scale Kawu, bow figure photography, there's so much in MRC, there's so much footage you can see very quickly. So particularly when it's like people that have been on YouTube for quite a number of years and they get so flippant about, I'm going to cancel, I'm like, have we not learnt to wait to see the in-hand stuff before we cancel? I'm trying to think, is there anything Hot Toys has brought out that I've seen in hand that I've thought is not good? I can't think of anything to hand, like particularly the stuff they brought out last year. Like, I feel like the one thing, which I don't even know is that recent, was like, I was a bit disappointed with the CW Flash figure because of the color difference in the suit, but like, that's on me. Like, the prototype looked like that. Like, I think that's the dangerous thing. We keep thinking they're going to improve stuff, which, like, there's no guarantees they're going to update stuff, particularly if it's something like that Flash that I don't think would have had a lot of pre-orders. The only figures I've ever been disappointed with in hand was a small number of third party. I don't think I've ever been disappointed with a Hot Toys figure. So for people that review and are saying their experience in this hobby, like, it really takes me aback when they're just, I'm cancelling. I've been lucky with my rooted InArt figures. Gandalf was a tad frizzy beard-wise, but that made sense for him in a battle pose. Aragorn was perfect out of the box for me. That's good. Because some people had to give him a haircut, and the idea of giving a figure a haircut is I'm not comfortable with. So the laughing face of the Scott Lang head sculpt was pretty bad, but most of the figures I love the sculpt. Yeah, look, Ant-Man's a good one. But even Tony Stank, like I have that. And when I got it out, I was like, I don't think it's that bad. And if you think of Tony at the start of Endgame, you know, he was a bit skinnier. He was a bit, you know, worse for wear. Um, I don't mind the Tony Stank sculpt. Like maybe that's another unpopular opinion that I hold. Um, I have it and I think it's fine. So yeah, each to their own, I guess. It's all subjective. The Marvels was fun. Oh my god, this is amazing, guys. I'm on such a high with the Marvels talk so far. I know some people didn't like it, that's cool, but I'm so used to like no one liking it. So to find some people that are like, no, I watched it, I gave it a chance. I thought it was good. This is amazing. So thank you guys. I think I saw it like 3 times in the cinema. I really enjoyed it. I'm 100% with you on that sculpt. It wasn't the mess that it was made out to be. Yeah. It happens so often. It happens so often. I still have my Tony Skank head sculpt only because I missed out on the replacement. Fair enough. I just feel like so many of those Tony Stark head sculpts were looking the same for a period of time as well. So, as I said, I didn't mind. I thought as I said, at the start of the movie, I thought it kind of fit his look, so it didn't particularly bother me. So other people feel differently, that's fine. I'm there with you about Iron Man. Couldn't be bothered to get the head swap. I thought the Marvels was good. I had fun with it. See, Howard? Are you watching Howie Claus? People like the Marvels. I'm also the only person that wanted that Kree Captain Marvel. Like, I genuinely want that Kree Captain Marvel. Like, if they sold the proto to that, I would be very tempted. Iron Logan is bad at me for liking it more than Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, the Marvels or Jack Sparrow? I need to catch up on the last episode of the rundown. I keep meaning to, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I need to watch that. Window is the only one I'm kind of disappointed with from the last year, but I like everything else about the figure, and I found a pose that helped his likeness, so I'm okay with that now. Oh, that's cool. That's Star Wars Nick Fury, right? I remember because we talked about that on Collectors Unite, and I did feel like the Nick Fury sculpts were pretty good likenesses, but that one, I don't know. And then people had said, oh no, he's meant to be younger and all that, but I remember people being, that's right, people were a little bit, you know me and the Star Wars guys. The Marvels, oh, you liked the Marvels more than Deadpool and Wolverine? Did we just become best friends often Studios? This is incredible. Oh my god, John would have been so triggered by that. He would have been so triggered. I need to watch this stream now. I'm gonna make sure I watch it this weekend because I feel like I missed out on some shenanigans, which sounds like fun. Guys, speaking of shenanigans, J&D Joker. You want to talk about shenanigans? Like, wasn't this like, what was it, $1,700 US for this? My goodness. There was talk earlier in the week. I think it was Justin who had said he had seen some pictures and wasn't happy and wanted to get a deposit refund. And I hadn't seen those pictures. I was like, really? There was pictures of the J&D Joker? Where are they? Like, I missed them. And then all the pictures came out today, and my goodness, I don't think we can blame the blogger photos on this. This, as a first figure for Kojin Works, I don't know. And I mean, I've got a lot of photos to show because they were very big on showing this is the prototype and this is the final and look at what we improved. And like, that laughing face sculpt was not improved. I don't care what anyone wants to say. That laughing head sculpt is just a train wreck to me. I know it's very strong wording. And I'm normally not a slam something, but for the price they were asking for this figure and the how much J&D loves themselves, They love themselves sick. They're the best thing ever. I'm like, really? Because it wasn't like them getting Kojin seen as this big thing. He was like a rising star at Hot Toys, and he went to JND, and he's gonna have his own 6 scale line, and JN dies. It's the best thing ever. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't blame people for wanting to get a refund on this one. I don't think it's an overreaction. Like, I went back to look at what the price was for this, and I'm pretty sure that 2-pack was something like 2,400 Australian dollars, which is $1,000 more than what I paid for the Inner Rooted Joker 2-pack. And that Inner Rooted Joker 2-pack looks like an absolute bargain compared to this. It is not good. I got the old DX Jack Sparrow, and I'm still happy with that. That's fair enough. I think if you've got an existing Jack, I can understand not wanting to update. Yeah, the vomit face emoji, S-Beam, that is a pretty good one to go with. I updated the thumbnail for the stream with the no, because no deal, man. Like, seriously, for all their hype of silicon and this and that, it's like, it's cool that you're using silicon, but it doesn't look good. And I think with this version, like, I know Joker's makeup gets kind of more worn and dirty looking by the end of the movie, but I feel like it's gone a bit too far with this. I think this is not, to me, all that accurate. Within 2 weeks, Hot Toys Sideshow dropped Artisan Joker, Modern Batman, Batman on Batcycle, Artisan Jack Sparrow, and I have shipping for my Jazz Inc. 89. I'm never going to financially recover this. Oh, the broke. You will be the broke collector. My goodness. That's a lot. That is a lot. Because it sounds like the Artisan Jack Sparrow is dropping pretty quickly at Sideshow, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's much of a delay with that. And I had wondered, would Hot Toys be pushing to get this all to the States quickly before the sort of Chinese New Year lull? So yeah, that is a lot. PayPal Pay in 4 is your friend, hopefully. My only criticism of the Marvels was that I thought it was going to pick up and be all about Carol taking on the Supreme Intelligence, but it was just kind of an afterthought that was thrown in. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree. Like, the Kree Supreme Intelligence, the villain, could that have been a bit better? Yes. I look at that movie and I go, that was trashed more than things like Love and Thunder, and people didn't even see it. People didn't even give it a chance. And my view is always, if you've seen it and you didn't like it, I respect that. But to trash it and not even see it, that's where I just got a little bit disappointed, that people just weren't even willing to give it a go. Nah, for the price, it's outrageous. It is totally outrageous. Helen sent you a message. Oh. Where is that? On Instagram? Is that on Facebook? You're wanting me to do multiple things at once, Costa. Oh, I think it's on Instagram. Costa, how do I share a link with you? I don't even know how to do that. Hang on. Okay, Costa, I'm gonna try. Guys, I'm getting so advanced with StreamYard. I don't know what I'm doing. And Shuri's back for moral support. She's checking out the Arrowverse collection. She's very invested. This laughing sculpt. This laughing sculpt is just, the face is too fat. I don't like the sculpt. It's just my opinion. I think it's a lot of people's opinion, Tully. I think a lot of people are seeing this as a fail, but this photo in the middle, this is why people are scared of clowns, guys. This is creepy. This is seriously creepy. Like, I used the caption on Instagram. Like, when you're a woman and you're at the bar, this is the guy, the creepy guy that you hope doesn't talk to you. Like, this is just, it doesn't even look like him. And I get, clowns are creepy, blah, blah, blah. This does not look like Heath Ledger Joker. It doesn't. It doesn't. And I mean, I know things like the DX11 are now quite old, but for me, I'm like, I feel like I would prefer keeping that than this because I'm not paying a mortgage payment for this. And do you know what else gets me? For all the silicone and seamless, you can see a wrist peg. Like, wasn't that their big thing? Like, they kept showing the neck articulation and look, it's seamless, it's silicone, it's so realistic. But when you roll up the shirt, you can see a wrist peg. So I'm like, but I thought you guys were gonna be all seamless, silicone, amazing technology, Kojin is the best. This laughing sculpt is just not good. It's just not good. As I said, like, I'm not normally one to bag something out based on just like the product photos. There's not one photo of this I've seen that I feel like, oh, I kind of see it, or maybe from that angle. I just feel, I feel bad for people that paid so much money for this, because this, like, I think with InArt, like, I mean, let's forget current sentiment. Like, when their Joker came out, it was the best one for the time. I mean, Hot Toys has stumped them now, but it was a big improvement. It was a big improvement on the DX11, and it had been a long time between Jokers, but they came out with something better. And there was a higher price tag, but it was better. So I think people could understand that. But this is at a next level price tag, and is it better? No, I would say to you, because particularly the InArt price is kind of dropping. You can get that InArt one and have a big chunk of change, and you'll get 2 Jokers and a jail cell diorama, and it looks more like Heath. This is not it. I like that they showed the prototype next to the final. More companies should do that. I mean, look, they have. They're my next pictures. So, I agree. It's nice that you've shown the comparison, and we can see there's some improvements. I think the big improvement is the hair. The hair is incredibly poofy in the prototypes, but I don't know that the likenesses improved to a point where I would be happy if I had pre-ordered this and I was gonna drop $2,500 on this. Like, that's crazy to me. This is too, I don't know, it's too not Heath. I don't know who this is. Joker 2 heads, 1 body, $1,600. Catwoman 2 bodies, 2 heads, $1,700. The pricing is all over the place. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well. Like, this is the door that's been opened with, you know, premium products, higher price tags, all these different SKUs. And that's the thing. I think to ask the money they're asking and to get this, I think it's a swing and a miss. I do not think this is a good first 6-scale release for J&D. I just don't. Too many people are making this character. One of them is bound to look like a Temu version. Agreed, but I mean, the one that's like $1,700 US, like, that's not the one you want to be the Temu version. Like, I've seen third-party Jokers, and some of them don't miss the mark as much as this laughing head sculpt. My goodness, it's not good. J&D's nuts for this, right? Goodness. Wow, how much are they asking for this? I'm pretty sure the 2-pack was $1,700 US. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did try to find this on 16Kit's website and it was down, but I found a post in a reseller group, and I'm pretty sure the single figure was maybe 1,000 and the double was 1,700 US. So the double was 2,400 Australian. And I'm just like, what am I getting for 2,000? I'm getting probably 5 or 6 Hot Toys. You're probably getting, you're getting close to a Jazz Inc. vehicle. Like, they're asking a lot of money for this, and it is just not where it should be at. Yeah, when you're charging quarter-scale statue prices for 1/6 figures, it opens you up for a lot of criticism. It is, and as is their general demeanor, AJ. Like, is the guy's name Daniel that does those J&D videos? They are, like, they're very proud of their product, let's say. They think they're at some upper echelon. I don't think they are. Like, this doesn't impress me, and it doesn't entice me to want to order. But it's so interesting because the early shot of the Anne Hathaway Catwoman sculpt, that looked promising. So I don't know. This though, as I said, for your first figure, like I can see you have made some improvements, but that laughing head sculpt was very heavily criticized when this was announced. And I don't know that they retooled it enough to improve the likeness to Heath. I just don't think it's there. $1,600, wow, I definitely don't think it's worth it in my opinion. No, and that's why people are trying to get refunds on this one. These prices are meant for doctors, lawyers, and pimps, not us peasants. Well, goodness. Helen, I want to get your thought on this idea. So for my Christmas presents, for Christmas, my parents got me the Batman and Batcycle from the Flash movie, i.e. gave me the money for it, but most places are sold out. I don't think pop culture is. How do you feel about ordering from Australia? That's my answer to everything. Look, I mean, waitlist at Sideshow is another option as well. So you want my thoughts? Is it on? Oh, here we go. Sorry, there's another comment. Keep scrolling, Helen. So I managed to order the bike by itself. I'm not a fan of the Batman, so I ordered the BVS 2.0 to go on the Batcycle instead. I think that might work. Got the deluxe with turnable cowl and cape with wires. See, I mean, I think that sounds like you've done the right thing. Because I mean, if you prefer the look of that suit, I would go for it. Like I think I said last week, I didn't really like that sort of hexagonal pattern on the Batflex suit. And we've all talked about the likeness not being there. So I mean, I don't see why you can't mix and match. Like he rides that bike, you can pick the suit you want. This is like me putting Infinity War Thor in my Endgame display. Like I think you choose your own adventure, and if that's your preferred combo, like I won't argue with that. I think that's a great idea. Find a version that you like, roll with that. I just, I think you've done the right thing. Are you looking for validation from me or something else? Because I don't know that I can offer you an alternate idea. It looks like someone dropped the sculpt on the beach. Oh goodness, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about this. To me, this shows that J&D should stick with what they know. Yeah, but I feel like even with some of the statues, there's been a little bit of conjecture with their likenesses and how good they are. But for all the hype they put into Kojin Works and Kojin's, they put his name on the whole line. I don't know how hard Kojin's working, guys. Sup, hello, Sabi Tech and Collectibles. How are you? Happy New Year. It's a shame because J&D makes some good third and quarter scale sketches. Okay, that's good to know. I'm trying to I just draw a blank sometimes when I try to think of what they've done, but I feel like there has been a little bit of sentiment of maybe their stuff is not as great as they say it is, but it all sells out super quickly. So I can understand if your products are selling out in minutes, you think you're the best. So just my opinion, but J&D always came off to me as they always tout that their crap doesn't stink. It just puts me off. But yeah, I mean that's the thing that Daniel guy in the videos they've done. Yeah, there's pride, arrogance. I don't know what you want to call it. I think their brand is very much, they're trying to be like, we're upper echelon, we're not for everyone. And even the way they kind of entered the 1/6 market, it seemed like they were sort of thumbing their nose a little bit to Hot Toys collectors. And, this is too special for you. I'm happy that this is too special for me. I don't want this. I don't want this in my collection. But I'd love to know, does anybody have this on pre-order? If you do, how are you feeling? Are you still getting it? Are you trying to get a refund? What's the thought here? I don't know. I'm keen to know what people are thinking. I'm multitasking again. That was my thinking face, everyone. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. Hola, Argentina. That's so cool. Welcome. I love when I know when people are from. And the owner of J&D would just say something like, "You can't handle our greatness," and we made 20 and they sold out instantly. That's 100% AJ. Do you do that? Are you their marketing head of marketing? Because that sounds just like J&D. Even when their Bruce Wayne Batman like got a poor reception and didn't sell out in minutes, they still tried to act like we're doing you a favor by extending pre-orders because we've now done all this stuff. And guys, I have my first guest, and it's not Shuri who's walked in and complaining.
I
Can
don't
we
even know.
call this GWO? Greeks with attitude? Costa, Kalimera.
Hey, can you hear
How
me?
are you?
Like,
I can hear you. Can everyone hear
okay,
Costa?
great. Cause my father is not up yet, so my
Oh,
office is still commandeered. I have a lot of filming to do today too, and
oh.
uh, so I'm in my daughter's room. If I was to be in any other part of this room, a preteen room is just crazy messy. So,
Well, yeah. I mean,
how are
I'm not a
you?
preteen and I'm still crazy messy. I'm good. How are you? You're my first guest. This is so
Yeah,
cool. I love
it
it.
makes sense to have another Greek on for the first guest because that's
Right? How are you? What do you think about the J&D Joker, mate? What's your
it's
first thought?
horrible. I don't like it at all, especially for the price. It's crazy. And the one part where the poofy hair, do you see the poofy hair with the one without the jacket all the way at the left? No, yeah, left.
Hmm.
Uh, I last night I was saying that they're gonna wanna have a speak to the manager. That's the type of hair that they have. They're like, "Excuse me, do you know how I got my scars? Okay, I expect better."
Oh my god. But
And chat, I can't see. I'm on my phone, so
oh,
that's why I'm wearing glasses because
oh,
I'm older and I can't see a small screen and I can't see the chat. So I love you guys. You guys have been awesome
oh
today.
my god, the comments are kicking off. But this is what I think is so interesting, Costa, like showing the before and after. Like I get that. But to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, but it just reiterates that you never had the likeness and
No. Yeah.
you didn't care enough to make it better. Like you just went, well, like AJ said, well, we're the best. You're just gonna love it and buy it because it's J&D. And I don't know.
I mean,
It doesn't fill me with confidence.
aren't you supposed to show off your best with the prototype? Like, and then when the production hits, you want it to be the same as the like hit that perfection. Uh, yeah, I don't understand. I don't know if it's better or worse. Like you're like, let's check out the prototype. Oh, we did it better, but it's way different. It's not even. Look at the hair on the two. Like the hair's like way different. Like why wouldn't you try to get that perfect first so people will buy it? Especially if you're spending what was this one like 1,500 for
I think
two?
it's like 16 or 1700 for the
Yeah,
2 pack. It was not cheap.
yikes.
That's
Also,
what
they're
gets
late
me.
on the Heath Ledger Joker party. I mean, it's
I mean, Warner
yeah,
Brothers is the only one handing out licenses, right? That's
yeah.
the problem that these companies are wanting to come into six scale, but Howie has all the licenses, and it feels like Warner Brothers is like they'll get like here do Harry Potter, here do Joker, here do Dark Knight. Like I feel like that's all people can get, and this is where I think I like what someone like Blitzway is doing. They've gone, okay, we'll do the boys, we'll do the Ghostbusters, we'll do some different stuff. Like I think there's still a lot of other IPs out there that are popular that maybe haven't had a recent release or releases at all. That you could go to that well and make something unique and genuinely fill a gap in the market. But everybody wants to make a Heath Ledger Joker, and you're
I
coming in
know.
with in art improved, Hot Toys improved on in art, and then I don't know what J&D is thinking with this, but it's a lot of money for something that is the one positive comment I saw someone say where they were like, "Oh, well, at least the dog is very anatomically correct,"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
if that's the one compliment you can come up with, the dog is anatomically correct. Like
That
that's
that's
a
crazy.
worry. Let
Also,
me catch
wouldn't
up.
you
Oh,
be?
sorry, go.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you be worried to like post this and break it? Like, especially for like, I guess if you had the money to not worry about, you know, breaking a 16, $1,700 figure, or I guess if you divide it by two, it's like $800, $900 a figure, and the new Selena Kyle's going to be up there too, almost $1,000 for per figure, and like you're posing it. Like, how many more poses can you get with a metal skeleton? I don't know. I just try to figure out how to make it at a reasonable cost. I guess is what
Well,
if,
I guess that's
but
the
maybe
thing
they're not
because
looking to get. They're not looking to sell many, so I don't know. Anyway,
I think it was it less than 300 I think they were doing. So it's small quantity, but
yeah,
this is the thing, they talked up the silicon and that's amazing, but as I don't know if you saw when I was showing, like, but you can see a wrist peg. Like if you roll the
yeah.
sleeves up of the shirt, so I'm
How do
going,
you get?
if you're trying to show, well, look at this neck movement, and I don't know that the Joker does these big elaborate neck movements like they were showing in the promo video, but I'm like going, well, the most obvious place to be seamless would have been the wrist. Because you are going to want to roll up that shirt
Yeah,
from the movie, and you didn't do that, and so you've bought all this money in a figure and you could break a wrist peg.
yeah. Like you want seamless, total seamless. Why? Just anyway. Yeah, I believe isn't the guy who owns J&D a former Hot Toy sculptor? I
Well,
believe he
isn't
like
that's Kojin? Because this was the thing. Like Kojin was
yeah,
at Hot Toys, and I think he was like the, rising star. And then he then started doing. I think he started doing like private custom work, and then he went to
yeah,
J&D. So it was meant to be this big acquisition for J&D that they had Kojin. Hence, the 6 scale line is called Kojin Work. So that they
yeah,
believe in the guy that much that they've named the line after him.
yeah. He needs to go, and I don't like. It's hard to do, make sculpts and do that, but
Yeah.
I I don't know. Anyway, what's the chat have to say?
Oh my god, the chat has a lot to say. This might take me a little while to get through. Goodness, chat's going off. This figure would look great if it came out before InArt and Hot Toys. Well, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
so no J&D Catwoman for you then. No. My saying is
No.
like when things are like a mortgage payment, I'm out.
Yeah,
It's just too pricey, and I think the likeness looks nice on the Anne Hathaway. Um, I don't know that I need Maid and Airport Selena and all this stuff. Like, I just think had they just given us a nice Catwoman in the suit, different story. But all the extra stuff, I don't really feel like I need. So
yeah.
that's not for me.
Oh, look at
Um,
that.
hey, there you are.
I know. I'm in a wider screen now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because you were all vertical. I was like, where's Costa? What's he doing? I keep hoping a company will work on diorama pieces from movies that complement our existing figures. Yeah, I mean, I think that is a bit of a gap. Um,
I
but it's
agree.
hard
Yeah.
because, like, for stuff to be mass produced and transportable, like, you kind of need it to be very plastic and lightweight. Because I got my Avengers diorama in Hong Kong, which I love. But that's from like imitation stone. Like that thing is small but weighs around a kilo, which I think is 2 pounds. So there's options out there, but they're not gonna be cheap if they're custom. But I'm the same. Like I've loved some of these diorama bases that Hot Toys has given us lately. Like the '89 Batman diorama, I think is beautiful. Have you picked that one up, Costa? Are you getting the '89?
So I have the DX09,
Okay.
and I had it on pre-order. I went to New York Comic Con and saw it in person, and I was like, wait a second, it's not that far off of what I already have. Do I really need that? And that diorama base is massive.
It
And
is.
I'm like, where am I gonna put that? So I was like, you know what? Let me. I don't need it because the DX09 for what I'm using it for is like it's excellent. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
excellent, and uh, how many poses am I going to put him in? Nothing. I want him in. That's going to be my statue pose figure, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
Uh, and he's going to go above the Batmobile in the display case above my thing. I have a shelf for it. So
Nice.
I decided not to get it. So, yeah.
No, that's fair enough. I mainly got the new one because I started to do the 89 to 97 display.
Yeah.
But then like that diorama base, because I put it in with the Batmobile and the DX9, and I had checked the measurements on Sideshow, but I don't think they accounted for the little bits that pop out the side. So I've had to I've just fit it in. So my shelf is like 1.2 meters, which I think is 4'10". So I just fit it in, but it was very touch and go. But the DX09 is still great, so I can totally understand if you only need one.
They're both fantastic. Like, yeah, and the upgrades, I guess, really, for me, it was the base. And I was like, oh, I love that base and Vicky Vale shoe. Oh, I need the Vicky Vale shoe. And then I was like, I could put that money in something else. I already have, this is good. Yeah.
You might go to Hong Kong one day and find it for 200 Hong Kong dollars. You never know, Costa.
Yeah, right?
You never know. 2 heads, 2 body, Type C, 2200. 2 heads, 1 body, 1600. Purple coat only, 1100. I guess these are the prices. My goodness.
Yikes. Thanks, SJC.
She ain't cheap, mate. She's not worth it. This thing is horrid. Yeah, sorry. It's
for the price, it should be better than InArt and Hot Toys. For the price, and it is not.
And that's what gets me. Like I feel like the price on the InArt one is coming down. So if you really need a Joker and you're like because Hot Toys Artisan one is like crazy price. I think it's like 1,300 Australian dollars.
What?
So you could get well, because it's all the resellers. We don't get Artisan directly, so we rely on resellers, and the price is just insane at the moment. So this is my thing. You could get the InArt one, two rooted figures, a jail cell diorama, which is a really quality diorama.
Yes.
And you got a big chunk of change left over in your pocket. So I think if it was me, I would even go the sculpted Hot Toys over this, to be honest. Looks like homeless Joker. Yes. Jacket's way too big. Look, it does look a little bit big. Paint detail is overly messy. J&D is jaded as all
Brad's
hell.
got some thoughts.
Brad has many feelings, but I think Brad is representative of most
Brad.
people.
I'm with Brad.
With Hot Toys and InArt out there, what makes these statue companies come out and think they're going to compete in the 1/6 scale world, especially with figures that have already been made? Look, I agree, Tully. I think there's so many other things you could do. And even some people had said, what about something like John Wick? Like, give that seamless, rooted hair, all that deluxe treatment that Hot Toys hasn't done. I think there are so many other characters that they could do that would still be popular for people.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Happy New Year. I'm divided. The Artisan Joker looks better, but InArt lately brings a better overall experience. Look, I don't know what you think, Costa, but I think with the Joker, I think the Hot Toys one is better than the InArt one. That's my belief.
I also think the head sculpt's better, but they're right about the if you got the 2-pack, you got the jail cell, you got like the bases where they did a little extra there on the bases, and it is, the experience is definitely a better one when it comes to having all those accessories and dioramas. So yeah, but Hot Toys, man, everybody before they even released that or showed that were like, or actually released it, we're like, oh, InArt's better, and then it's just a surprise that they really went for it and did what they did with it. I'm competition, baby.
You know what, though? I do quite like that Hot Toys base. I know it's a bit of a different skew, but I like the little, I think Bob Dylan said it's a statue thing where they put a foot peg on the base.
Oh, so yeah.
It's not the magnets. it's a little foot peg, and so you have that illusion of no stand. But to me, I feel like I would be a bit more confident with a thing that my figure plugs into than magnets,
Yep.
because I feel like every few weeks someone on Instagram will post a picture of their Joker taking a tumble, which worries me because I don't want to be touching up paint on a sculpt. Like
You need
that's not in my
you
job
need a
description.
strong body, and if the body in those joints and the ankles or knees go, then there's like, what are you gonna do? That's why InArt should probably give you like a magnetized like crotch grabber, like it'll plug into the back as like a magnet thing. So
Well,
anyway,
that's what I like with the red suit Joker, the stair diorama. They do have a piece that comes
oh,
out, and you can put a leg grabber, which I think is a step in the right direction because people have said to them, "Can you not find a way to conceal some kind of grabber if that's what we want to use?" And they were very much like, "No, no, no, we don't want the grabber to take away from the illusion." But the fact they did that with the stairs, I think makes sense because you don't want him on some
mhm.
kind of dancing pose and then he takes a tumble. So I feel like that was a good step in realizing that people want to know their figure is safe, and a magnet is not going to cut it on like a stair diorama. So I
Definitely.
thought that was a good move. Goodness, the chat has a lot to say. J&D need to go away and stick with what they're good at. All of their 1/6 offerings
Well,
are awful, and they hell bent on making everything from silicone, which is a bad material for head sculpts. Look, yeah, I know some people love the silicone. I'm not sure about it. I'm just not sold on it yet because I think we don't have that experience of someone having had one for a long period of time to tell us how it holds up. Because even with the Bruce Wayne, I think the hair is now silicone as well, isn't it? Or was it
I
silicone
think
and
it
then it
would.
became rooted? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I checked out on that.
So I did a bunch of research a few months ago on the different types of silicon. So and now I'm talking like uh, silicone here in the United States, silicon back you. Um, and what J&D uses is platinum. God dang, I forgot how it's uh, platinum something silicon. I know a lot of people like to throw out medical grade, whatever, but the actual it is a medical grade type silicon, but it's platinum extruded platinum. It's just the process of how it's made. It can last for 50 years. So
Oh,
if you're 20 and you get this, when you're 70, it'll be gone. It'll be total. And who's going to get your inheritance? Huh? You have all these figures degrading over all these years. Your kids are going to have nothing. Your grandkids are going to have nothing. Come on. You know that's why we're doing this. It's for the money, baby.
oh yeah, like
But
we're just gonna flip these all on collector base.
I want to say that let's not forget that InArt is part of Queen Studios and they
Oh yeah.
didn't stick with their lane. So maybe I think J&D, you know, needs to look at InArt a little bit, and I know they're trying to go for a different level. I don't know. You know what? Let them keep on doing what they're doing. If they sell out on these all the time, then great for them. You know, whoever's buying them, I'm sure if they're happy with it, that's all that matters, right? It's if
Well,
you buy
that's what
this
I'm
and you're
waiting
like
to
super
see.
happy, yeah,
I'm waiting to see someone say, "I pre-ordered this and I'm stoked. I'm excited." That's what I'm waiting to
yeah,
see. I don't know that I've seen anyone share that sentiment as yet. Um, Inard is getting better. That Paul is
yep,
beautiful. Yeah, I
they
think the
are.
Paul Atreides looks great. I think the Ron Weasley is, as you said, Costa. Like you look at the prototype and what they delivered. I think Ron was very close to the
Yep.
prototype. I don't think there was much of a difference. And we got a lot of love for Costa. Costa,
What's
hello,
up, my dude?
sir.
Hey, Orphan
Costa.
Studios.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, when we do points of articulation at 8:30 at night, Orphan Studios, I believe, is in the UK, and they're up late at night, and I thank them for that. Thank you for
Oh.
coming on and joining us.
Um. Yeah, that UK Europe time difference is a bit tricky because I posed my
Awesome.
Elena figure with Anthony from Figure Posing Channel, and he's in like the Netherlands, so I think it's seven
Yeah.
hours, and it's funny how it's a smaller time difference, but it's somewhat harder to try to tee up a time. Whereas people in the US, I don't know, I sometimes find the bigger time difference can be easier to make the planets
Yeah.
align.
Look
Costa,
what we're
the
doing now.
man, the legend.
We're
My
13
shelves are
hours
based on
apart.
your designs. Yeah, I think
Well,
we are at the
awesome,
moment.
Sabi.
That's cool.
Sabi
Well,
Tech.
you
Where?
should
Why haven't you
send
sent
Costa
me
some
pictures of your
photos.
shelves? Yeah. Popculturelivingroom@gmail.com. I'm working on the next tribute video
Oh,
now. So
cool.
hopefully that'll
Oh,
be out next week.
I should send you. Do you want
Yes.
updated photos now that I
Yes.
have more? Okay, I will this
Send
weekend.
them.
I will photo and video for you. I want to be in the video. I want to be in the tribute
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
100%.
Send them.
Hello from Norway. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Awesome.
I agree. This J&D Joker is a big miss. Not even the Rottweilers justify its price. Waiting for some video reviews to see the quality of the silicone. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see who still gets this and reviews it because it doesn't sound like Justin is. I
Oh,
think
really?
Will's.
I'm
Yeah, no,
shocked.
he's
Shocked.
trying to get his refund. And I think Will had said he cancelled his pre-order. So I don't know who of the usual suspects is getting this.
Oh,
I
jeez.
don't know. Star Race rules, yeah. Bye Star
Yeah.
Race, baby.
You know what? I had an idea while we were doing this. So, Randall's gonna do a review, and you know what products we're gonna get. Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah. So this is why you got to be a channel member. You get the first on Pop Culture Living Room. Go show Costa some love, everyone. The only positive is the silicone arms and neck pass, but not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but you still got normal wrist pegs, so um, J&D has pushed Inner and Hot Toys. Both are killing it.
Yep. I'm loving it too.
I don't know if I don't know if Howard's looking at this and is feeling concerned.
Not
Yeah, they
this.
only.
He's worried about InArt. He doesn't give
I
a
think
crap
he is
about
more
this.
concerned about them. They only want to sell a handful, yeah, because it's premium. What's up, everyone? Figure it out. Hello. Oh my god, I feel like I'm so behind on the chat, guys. I'm sorry. Kojin
No,
Works
I'm
is sounding
sorry.
more like a scapegoat if this really isn't working. Well, what did S Beam said? Kojin sometimes works or doesn't work. He had a really
Oh
nice
yeah, that's right, didn't he?
he had a
Oh
line
yeah.
on points of
Co-
articulation that I can't
Co-
exactly remember.
Kojin
Um,
works when he wants to.
yeah, that's what it is. I don't think Kojin worked on this. I'm hoping Jazz Inc. knocks it out of the park with their figures. Yeah, I think, and I
You
think
and me
they're
both.
another one Hot Toys is concerned with. I think they're probably a bit more concerned with what Yoast is doing than J&D at this stage because I think you know the
One
Jazz Inc.
license.
stuff is not limited. They'll make as many as get ordered, and they're tackling some of the lines that characters that you know Hot Toys had the license and never did. So I think yeah, they're probably looking a lot more at InArt and Jazz Inc. than they are at J&D. Oh my goodness, so many comments. I have this ordered Type A. I do hope in hand the money is there. I also have the Artisan Joker, so I'll be comparing. Oh, that'll be an interesting comparison to see.
Know. You gotta let us know what it's gonna
yeah.
what your thoughts are. Yeah.
I think you're the first person that I've seen has said they're getting this, so I hope you like it when you get it. I'm waiting for Jazzing to make that penguin duck boat. Yeah, a lot of people say they want it, but when I watched Batman Returns, I was trying to work out, and I feel like that's going to be so tall that it's going to be very hard to accommodate because most vehicles are not particularly tall. Because I was trying to go, Danny DeVito, how tall is he? And the duck boat's this. I think it could be.
Danny DeVito's like that big.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that could be very tall. If silicone is the reason the Joker looks like this, then I'll live the silicone-free life. Yeah, well.
We don't need silicone. Yeah. Kojin works when he wants. That's it. There it is.
That's the line. Well done, S-Beam. I'm glad you're still here to fill in the blank for me. I got my InArt the Batman. It's beautiful. That's cool. A lot of people are very happy with that. Don't you think they've made way too many purple Jokers? They should try other versions. It's just more of the same. I,
Yes.
because the J&D guy, Daniel, he's the one who said in one of their videos that there is not a restriction on the Nurse Joker. Because other people have said, no, 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 the studio won't let you do Nurse Joker. Daniel's the only guy that was like, no, 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 there's no such restriction. So give us Nurse Joker. No one
I
has
will.
done
I would
that.
get it. I.
And
I
that's
don't
where the
even.
silicone seamless would be at its best because that outfit shows knees, shows elbows, shows wrists. I think if you wanted to make a splash and do something different, I think Nurse Joker was there for the picking.
Mhm.
I don't get why no one wants to do it. I live in hope that one day we get it. I've had my Artisan Joker on the foot peg since I got him, and he's totally fine. Body is strong and sturdy. That's awesome. See,
Yeah.
I that's another option. Doesn't have to be magnets, like old fashioned. Like you used to get that with like the 6-inch action figures. They have those little figure stands you can get, and you can plug the foot peg in, and you feel a bit more secure that it's not going to topple over. I believe the peg system by Hot Toys was simple and brilliant. Yeah, sometimes simple is best, guys. The ankles on Artisan Joker are thicker and reinforced. Well,
Ooh.
that's another
Okay.
good bit of design there. Be interesting if they take this on board and comes out stronger next release. I don't know, because the next thing is the Power Pose Batman. I don't know that it seemed like that didn't sell. I don't know if that even sold out because they had to then they did the announcement and then they came out a couple, I don't know if it was a week or two later of, oh, we've retooled, we've done this, we've done that, and we're extending pre-orders. And I was like, oh, that's sounds like humble pie to me. Silicon ages badly. Long term, it's bad. Oh, okay. Everybody's loving this. Like some people are really strong on the silicon. I just want to see runs on the board. Like if someone's had something for 5 years and they're like, here's when I bought it and here's where it is today and nothing has changed, I would put a bit more stock in it. But it's just unknown at this point in time. So I don't know. You'll end up with a metal skeleton like Wolverine. Oh God, I
Yep.
hope not for the money people paid. I'm getting buried with my toys and comics.
Yep. It's too much. It's too much.
Sure.
Too much coming out.
425 in Ireland.
425 in Ireland. Nice.
The day's still young. It's Saturday morning now here for me. Hello. Got Deadpool. Red Suit. Hi, just finished work. We'll watch beginning of a show after the show ends. Yeah, here I was going, it's not going to be a 3-hour stream, guys. And we're at like 2.5 hours because I've got my
You're
friend
welcome.
Costa here. So,
You're welcome.
and he makes fun of my 3-hour streams. No, just joking. It's
Come on,
2025.
we both have long ass streams. So
It's fine. It's fine. People
Yeah.
love us. It's 2025. We have to get over this Joker obsession. Well,
unless it's Jack Nicholson,
and I
we
mean
can somebody get obsessed with that for an update? Thank you.
because this is another one where I don't know if it's fact or fiction, but don't people say like, oh, he's not going to give out his likeness rights again? Like,
I think it's fiction. I think we'll see one maybe even this year from Hot Toys. I wouldn't. You got the Batman Returns. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a bunch more. So yeah, I don't think that's real. Everybody said the same thing about Harrison Ford, and looky what we're getting. So.
and again, you think of like older things or gaps. There's so much on the table that people would do, and I mean, Heath's a Perth boy, so I obviously have a lot of love for Heath. But even I'm like I think I've got 8 or 9 of the things. I'm like, enough. Agreed. The only one I think we need is Nurse Joker. Give us a proper licensed Nurse Joker, and that can be completing the set.
I would like that, or another. For me, my favorite scene in Dark Knight is the bank robber scene, and just how he tricked everybody. I would love another one of those to be released. Also, with the homage to the '66 Batman Joker with the masks. I like, unlike a lot of people, the Dark Knight's not my main Batman, and so I don't have any of those figures. But I would get a bank robber Joker. I would.
That's
totally
interesting.
Yeah. And
Because
maybe, and if they perfected they perfected the uh Batman Begins bat suit, because I enjoyed that origin. Like, I'm gonna be a weirdo. I like that one first, Dark Knight second, and Dark Knight Rises third. So those are my orders. I've watched Batman Begins so many times, so many times.
oh,
So
I it's probably my favorite one as well. So I'm with you, and people that act like Rises is so much weaker. I'm like, really? I didn't think Rises was particularly weak, but
it's
well,
good.
that's the thing because
I enjoyed it.
it's the 20-year. I'm pretty sure it's the 20-year anniversary of Begins this year. So if you want to infuriate people, do another Begins.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
let's do a but better. Like,
I hope so. I didn't get
yeah.
the 2.0 because I have the original one in the first night out outfit because I think that's the stronger look of the two options. And I
Mm-hmm.
think even with the new one, I think the first night out look looks a lot better. I have a TB League Ryu for almost 2 years, and the silicon still holds and coloring looks good too. But having it posed might infect the integrity. I'm not sold on silicon. Well, because Hot Toys has used silicon for things like Shuri's arms, Valkyrie's arms, things like that, and even like I feel like the Wonder Woman, and I feel like they've had issues with peeling, and I don't know if it's just because they're not using the right
Not
grade or what it is.
those older figures. No, those are like, I have the Clone Wars Ahsoka, and I'm not moving her arms out of straight, because I've seen people when they bend them, if they're too dry, they'll crack open, and you're out of luck. But as it looks like Hot Toys is putting in some R&D on some newer silicon, especially with the Hana Wolverine and a lot of these figures that now have tattoos on them and are being printed on. So
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
I got Valkyrie, and she's got the arm tattoo on
Yeah,
a seamless arm, which is yeah, because wasn't that the thing with Harley Quinn? Like she's got all the tattoos, but and the knee issue didn't look great, but they were like, oh, you can't tattoo on the silicone. But
yeah.
um, Howard saw this and said, we're good. Yeah, I think so. Howdy, folks. Clinton Martin,
What
how
about
are you? Happy
Clinton?
New Year. The duck boat is a bigger space hog than the Batmobile. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot taller than what people think. So I was once, oh, duck boat. And then I'm like, mate, where are you putting a duck boat? Like, this is not going to fit in here. No.
In a Costa case? No, I'm kidding.
Well,
No,
yeah, Costa
I'll
case.
make one. It'll just be just one case.
I was literally at the hardware store today, not to buy garage shelving, but I went by the aisle to see the sizes and the options because I think there's like a big window here, and I'm thinking there's going to be another one in my future. So,
Oh, nice.
watch this space. Hi Helen, happy New Year. I totally forgot about the stream. I see the topic is J&D. This is an interesting topic. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but I think most of us are in the same boat about how we feel. Do you think Hot Toys deserve the rights to all Disney Marvel characters if they are actively not making characters like Okoye and Kamala Khan, Storm, Monica Rambeau? Look, it's a great question, right? Because this is the thing. Like,
It's
I think
complicated.
they once existed in a world where was there really competition from a licensing perspective? Not really. But we're not in that world now. So, I mean, I think this is where I think we as collectors would say, do they deserve it all? No. But I can't see them letting go of stuff. So this is where I find it interesting when someone like Yoast is like, I'd just like to chat to Hot Toys and say, what are you doing? Because I'll do other stuff. And I'm like, I don't think they're interested in having that conversation. I think they're going to hoard everything for as long as they can. What
Well,
do you think,
let,
Costa?
oh, this is. Are you ready? Are you ready for this topic? Because toy licenses, since for decades and decades, toy licenses were given as a master toy license. So it would only go to one group. And that's why Kenner had Star Wars. They had the master toy license for that. Then Hasbro bought Kenner. Uh, so the reason why Hot Toys even has a license is because of Sideshow. The reason why Sideshow has a license is because Hasbro has the master toy license for all figures, for all toys. So if anybody wants to make a toy for for uh, for Star Wars or Marvel, um, they have to go through Hasbro, and Hasbro doesn't usually give like regular smaller figure licenses out because if you look at Funko Pops, the Star Wars and the Marvel, well, the Star Wars is the Marvel too. They're bobbleheads. They're not. They do. It's mostly uh, bobbleheads. Anyway, Sideshow has the 1/6 license from Hasbro, and then Hot Toys and Sideshow are together. That's why they have the distribution. That's why Hot Toys can do figures that Sideshow has done or has done in the past. Because they'll talk it out with them, and they'll be like, hey, can we do this? And they'll say yes or no, and then that's what happens. That's why you won't see the Scum and Villainy line that they're coming out with now. Hot Toys, I don't think will tackle those anytime soon. Uh, but that's why if you look at 3 Zeros doing Transformers and GI Joe, they're doing it in conjunction with Hasbro. And then Hasbro also has the 1/6 has the master toy license for Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters, so they get to send that out. Now, in recent times, a lot of these toy companies who have the master license are like, you know what? Let's just give everybody, like, we'll just license, like, look at the Ninja Turtles. Everybody and their mother has a Ninja Turtles license. And the Super 7 and NECA both are doing pretty much the same, size stuff. But in a perfect world, there would be more competition and more companies doing those things. Warner Brothers was probably just tired of um, giving out just one license, and they're like, we need money. They're going bankrupt. They're David Zaslav is like, what licenses can we give out? Because if you notice, InArt can only do certain figures worldwide. They can't do them all. Um, so yeah. Anyway, uh, I
I
agree with
didn't know that
Lumi.
about Hasbro. I had no idea. I didn't
Oh
know that
yeah, they have a
backstory.
bunch of master toy
Wow.
licenses. Yeah, so that's all figure sizes. Um, so I'm trying to think back though. My Marvel and my Star Wars, I believe, are all bobbleheads, and that's because they can't be action figures. They have to. So
I remember that because I remember I had the I think I had the Logan Funko Pop and you said that and it triggered in my mind. I remember that was bobblehead on the box and I was like, what do you mean it's a bobblehead? Like I thought like it's just one standard thing and it's a Funko Pop, but that triggered in my head and I was like, oh, I think yeah, I get what you're saying, but I had no
yeah,
idea. That's the licensing stuff is like a whole other world, and I didn't realize that Hasbro was such a powerful player in it. There you go.
yep.
I learnt something
They
today.
but that's the thing. The Hasbro's not having any money issues, but if they started having money issues, that license would be like, let's go. Everybody gets a license. It'd be like Oprah. You get a license. You get a license. Everybody gets a license.
Oh goodness. Oh, okay. Mitchell, not a fan of Nurse Joker. Fair enough. I would love it. John at Inart has stated on a live stream that Ledger Nurse Joker is not possible due to licensing issues. They will not grant it. Well, this is the thing, Deadpool Red Suit. Like Daniel from J&D said the opposite. He said there's no restriction on it. So who do you believe? I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Blue came up with the Kojin line. Well, it's a winner. So well job, Blue Tattoo. You can definitely get this in the aftermarket for cheap. Almost all of their third scales are going down. I don't know that you'll get this cheaper. Oh, hello. Did
My
J&D send you a raven?
No, but I got this from the Haunted Mansion at Disney World in October,
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
love it. It's it's a shoulder thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my
No,
favorite.
no.
It's my favorite ride. But it
Cool
was
figure
squawking around
craft.
here, and I'm like, "What's going on? Where is
Oh,
it coming from?"
right. I was just like, at first I was like, oh god, a Shuri brought something into the house. She brought a lizard into the house just before I
Oh
started the
wow,
stream, which is fun. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to contend with that when I finish, or if she's finished the job for me. I don't know.
it's a
Um,
present.
she's always bringing me gifts. She's very thoughtful. Good morning, Helen and Costa. Hello, chat. Happy Friday. Hello, Philly. How are you? That looks like a new logo. Is that a new logo?
It is.
That's
It's
very
fantastic.
cool. Even the Ben Thomas show cancelled his Joker. Everyone is cancelling. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like the only person I know that hasn't cancelled their pre-order yet is Bob Dylan. So,
I don't think he is. I think he's one of those guys. He just wants it just to, to see what it's like to go through it, and it's cogent. He's probably got some cogent stuff in his case. Uh,
possibly.
so yeah,
Um, and I think Anthony from Figure Posing Channel, I think he had this on pre-order. And I haven't asked him how he feels about it yet, so I'm not sure if he's still going to get it or not. I do have the Kojin Harry Quidditch, and considering the Catwoman, if J&D did Bane, a must. Fair enough. I think that Hot Toys one looks pretty awesome though, and that's largely seamless, isn't it? That new Bane looks awesome. I need to try and track one
yeah.
down. My last live stream was 4 hours. Oh god. Well, I think my record's 3.5.
Oh my God, good thing I wasn't there. I would have been. I've been so tired. Yo,
It's
Casa,
when I
I
was
guess.
unboxing all my stuff from Hong Kong. When I did 3.5. But yeah, 4 hours. But I think it's easier when you got people like I got you, Costa, now. So this is lightening the load. So bless you. Costa, I need some half-back shelf for my DF series. Mochi
Like cover.
cases?
No, he's talking about the floating shelves. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'm like, is Jazzy thinking about doing the wood covered in velvet or the metal with the top, with the acrylic on top? Can come in so many different ways. Uh, both of them, I like both ways, so
Yeah.
I go both ways with that, with the shelves.
And you do have some great tutorials on risers and stuff like that. So, guys, if you want your display to look awesome, you go check out Costa's channel. I will say I want InArt to put out their Catwoman from the Dark Knight Rises to come out. I dislike the Hot Toys one a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think theirs still needs some work based on what we saw at was it a Wonderfest? I think everything's called Wonderfest over there. Um so I agree, like the Hot Toys one, I'm not sold on the 2.0. But I think InArt, if they can improve the sculpt and just give us Catwoman in the suit at a, let's say, InArt reasonable price, I think that has the potential to be a popular figure.
Yeah, if they're smart, they can try to do it around 375 to like 425. Because there's not much, like, how much rooting is if she's wearing, I guess it's fully rooted long hair. Never mind.
But it's
Forget I
just
said
very
anything.
straight hair though. Like it's
Yeah,
not
that's true too.
doesn't need like curling or styling, like it's very straight hair. And a lot of people, like with the Hot Toys one, I've got her sort of goggles on, and that kind of also holds it in place. I think it's just making sure that that suit is more durable, like the boots and the gloves, because I think quite a few people have had an issue with the material flaking on that original Hot Toys figure. So I think if they're smart, they could get quite a bit of interest in that. Hope Hot Toys makes Captain Barbosa with his monkey and some apples
Me
for him
too.
to eat. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done more new stuff,
Another,
because they've done
yeah.
some older figures and they show their age. Like those older Pirates of the Caribbean figures don't look amazing, and I like they just keep redoing Jack, and I'm like, well, why not revisit? Because so many of those characters appear across multiple movies. Like I don't get why they haven't done more.
Davy Jones is what I would love. Barbosa
Yeah,
and Davy Jones would be like perfect.
yeah, I agree. Um, Justice for Begin suit. Yeah, I mean, It's 20 years next year, hopefully. But this is the thing, because like in art, we're talking about I always do of course we'll do a Batman, of course we'll do a Bane, and I do wonder if Hot Toys doing all their 2.0s has made them think we're gonna park that for now and wait for these Hot Toys ones to come out before we try to tackle it.
Possibly.
I don't know, but this is where it's like, if it's not in the next 5 years, just tell me. Just tell me, John. Get back to us and tell us. I'm hoping InArt does Batman Begins. That cowl
Yeah.
look cool. Yeah, I think a lot of
I
people
get
have
it.
asked them to do that. I feel like the streams I saw, John has kind of talked about them wanting it to be a companion to the Joker. But I think a lot of people would like to see them do the Batman Begins suit.
So we're catching
Um,
up. We're at the Batman Begins part of our conversation that we had on the
Oh my god.
on the
Oh my
chat.
god. There's so much chat.
I
There's so much
see.
chat. My goodness.
I love it.
So much. You came, Costa, and then the chat exploded. Happy New Year, by the way. I just got She-Hulk, amazing figure, having fun photographing it.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
she's
amazing.
great. She's very cool. And Bob's done some amazing customs with
Yeah.
She-Hulk. Waiting on my custom 89 sculpture from Unreal. The wait is killing me. Yeah, the customs are a wait.
What's up,
Good morning,
Brady?
y'all. I think Hot Toys has used thermoplastic rubber instead of medical grade silicone on most past releases. The Hono Wolverine arms are awesome, though. Okay. I have no idea
Thermoplastic
about
rubber.
materials.
All right, I'm gonna have to start looking up some stuff.
You gotta do some research, Costa. Lady Thor
Yeah.
and Hono Wolverine are entirely different materials than previous figures I have. Okay. I wonder if Valkyrie is the same as Lady Thor then.
Oh,
I wonder. Shiva, a Hot Toys figure from 2009, has rubber or silicone arms with a tattoo. They've done it before. Okay, interesting. Because with the Harley, there was so much talk of the knees and it had to be jointed because they can't tattoo the silicone. Like, am I remembering that right? I feel like that was a whole
I think, you know what? Part
debate.
of me thinks that this whole silicone not being able to like paint on it or print on it or do whatever might have been an us created you know
Fan theory.
theory. Yeah. So because we don't work
Maybe.
we don't work at Hot Toys or in art, so we have no idea.
Howard's not
Only reason
talking
why
to
we,
anyone.
yeah, J&D lets you know what they use on their website. So
This is true. Nobody has done a good Catwoman from Dark Knight. I refuse to buy a figure with nylon hair, and I'm not fully sold on InArt yet. That's why J&D is an option for me. Yeah, that's fair enough. As I said, the sculpt on their Catwoman does look really nice. I think if there was money to be made, Hot Toys or any third-party company would make an Okoye. Yes, Kamala Khan, Storm, or Monica Rambeau. I agree. Like I'm really shocked a third-party company has not made an Okoye. It really shocks me that no one has thought, they're not making it, let's do it. I think she's in enough stuff. Like Black Panther is popular. I'm really surprised no one has done it. The J&D Catwoman looks awful. Okay. From what I saw of the head sculpt, I thought it looked okay. I have Hono Wolverine, and it's way different than a seamless body silicone. Much better quality and overall feel. Let's see how it ages, though. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, Sabby.
yep.
It's the
Yep.
question I have is how is it going to age? And that's what we don't know. I have many TB League figures in very dynamic poses for many years, and they're holding up great. The only silicone figure that I've had a problem with is an Inflame figure.
Okay, so it's a company called Inflame.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I'm not
Neither am
familiar
I,
with
but
them. Sorry.
TV League for the win.
After seeing some videos on Paul, I'm hoping InArt will deliver a great Catwoman at minimum. They use real leather and wool hair. It should be a step up from Hot Toys, and J&D is out of my price range. Yeah, J&D is that price range is something. We have a lot of people chatting amongst themselves, which is cool. Hey guys, I got to do the rewatch. Glad to see you in 2025. Thanks for dropping by, Mark. How you doing? Happy New Year. I want Hot Toys to do a Crow 2.0 Artisan.
Yeah, I don't know how that license is working because Caustic Plastic is doing that exact same thing.
That's
So
right.
does are is that a Warner Brothers license? Because if it is, then we know everybody can do it. Anything Warner
Everyone.
Brothers, they're just like, let's just everybody gets a shot.
Cause did Sideshow do one as well, or am I making stuff
Yes,
up?
they did.
Okay, so I'm not crazy because I feel like I recently saw
They
someone's
just did
collection
one.
tour and there was a Sideshow one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it was sculpted hair, but Caustic Plastic is going to go with the rooted hair and real leather goods. Uh, they revealed that one, uh, Labyrinth,
And was it
Jareth,
Conan?
and Conan from Conan the Barbarian. So like
Yeah.
the Arnold, hello, believe me now, tell me later.
And I think that's smart. As I said, there's so many things, and particularly drawing on that nostalgia bow that you could make. Not everyone needs to make a Joker, guys. Like I said, I'm not sold on in art yet, but I'll never
Yeah,
say never. As my mother says, if you got nothing nice to say, say nothing. Yeah, that's fair
exactly.
enough. I had another photo of Joker stuff. Just
Oh, geez, that's a lot
all
of
the
Joker.
all the prototype versus production, and as I said, I don't know that I like. I think the neutral sculpt is the stronger of the two. But I think this is where everyone's going to point to the price and say, but is it good enough for that price? And I don't think it is. The
Yeah,
laughing one has never been there for me. It's never had the right, it's never had a likeness to Heath. The neutral one, I just think the makeup looks a bit too sort of
yeah.
gritty for me. But this is all their befores and after they were showing us, folks. So make of that what you will. J&D silicon third scale statues look like the face are sagging. Oh, really? Very off-putting.
Mm.
That's a worry. Um, Bane is absolutely fantastic. Oh, I need to get one. I do think Hot Toys did a great job with Bane. I don't know that that's a wait for in art scenario with Bane. Whoever is cancelling their PO with J&D is apparently losing their deposits. Well, this is the thing, Keith, because Justin did a post on Instagram about that, and he did a follow-up post. I don't know if you saw that, where he said that apparently the policy J&D introduced where the refunds are 100% not the deposits are not 100% refundable was something they introduced after the Joker. So I think he's going to try to fight because I think it was quite a big deposit. I think it was like 800 Australian, which is about 500 US. So that is a big chunk of
Mm.
money, and I can understand not wanting to lose that all. But that's the thing to make that's a big NRD. But as I said, the follow up was that someone had said to him that policy came in later. So I think he's
I I
going to try
thought
to push
from
back.
I thought from what I saw is the deposit is 800, but only 200 of that is NRD. So maybe he's wrong about that because I don't see J&D just changing from no NRD to NRD. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he
So,
posted a picture of an email, and it was very much a you forfeit this full amount now. And I think that's why he'd kind of
oh, the
asked the
full
question.
amount?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why he
So,
kind of went, well, hang on, like
yeah.
I get an NRD, but for you to say you have to keep the whole deposit like this doesn't
No,
seem right. So they were trying to say, no, you lose the whole amount.
no,
And I think
they
that's where he was
clearly.
going, no, that surely that can't be the case. And then I think other people have given him some info to go, no, you're right. At the time the Joker was up
Yeah.
for pre-order, the NRD wasn't the full deposit amount. It was,
Yeah, no.
yeah, so this is why
That's
he's trying to push
exactly
back.
okay. So that's
Yeah.
yeah, because they were doing that with the Harry Potter figures too. You put down like 600 and only like 200 is the NRD, and if they're going back on that, who wants to put down half? Like,
That's the thing. That's not going to help your brand and reputation if it's first and foremost the final product is not something people are happy with, and then you're going to keep $500 US for what? Like, I get, yeah, a small portion, but not like $800 Australian. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
like a third of the price of this set. So that's very cheeky. So I am following that to see how he goes with it. But yeah, he did do a follow-up story to say he was going to go back to them with this new information that had been shared with him, but they had said in an email, sorry, you don't want it, that's cool, but we're going to keep all the money you paid. And that's where he was going, well, surely that's not kosher. That's not that Supergirl is beautiful. Hot Toys is always a head scratcher.
Yeah.
Uncarded reviews. Hello. Hot Toys pays for the license to produce figures that are profitable financially, not politically, socially. It's not like they're being granted the license rights for free.
Yeah. That's
Is that
true,
about
though.
Nurse Joker?
No, I think that was our conversation we were having about like Okoye
Oh,
and
sure.
yeah. I don't
But
think
I
it's
mean,
about
I
politically
don't.
or socially. I think it's about people. There are plenty of people out there that would want to complete like their Black Panther line.
Well, and this is
Um,
what. But
so
even
I don't know.
like an Endgame line, a Force line. Like, I don't know that make a Koye because she's a diversity and inclusion pick. I think she's a character
She's a
that's been
main.
in a lot of
She's a yeah.
things. She's a
She's a main
badass. And
character. Yeah.
are you going to tell me, like, Storm from X-Men is not something that
Oh
people
my
would want
gosh.
as well?
Yeah.
Like,
Totally. Why wouldn't you want a Storm?
I
If
don't,
you
like,
have X-Men, you want the X-Men. You want the
well, this
team.
is, I could, and this is the thing, like, the X-Men, like, they've only ever really made a Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and I think had Hot Toys done more of that line, even now, I think a lot of people would want that. Like, that Storm figure is cool, whether you did it based on Halle Berry or a comic license. Like, Storm's a great character. Like, I don't think that's we're doing it to be PC. I think it's a popular
Yeah.
character that people like. So,
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. So personally, I don't want InArt to do any Star Wars or Marvel properties, so I don't have to rebuy any figures I already have if they turn out amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Mike.
mean, this is the thing. People want them to have all this stuff, but I'm the same. I'm like, do you want to rebuy? That was a big thing I went through with the Dark Knight line. It's like, do I want to get some of these 2.0s? Do I want to rebuy stuff I already have? It's tough. Like, it's hard. It's like you've probably the same as me, Costa. Like, you
Mhm.
love a movie and you bought it on VHS, and then you bought it on DVD, and then you bought it
And
on
then
Blu-ray, and then
digital.
you're like, what have
And
I
then
paid for? Like the physical media is like nothing now. Like, I've bought this movie that many times on that many formats. Like, I think we want everyone to have the licenses, but I don't. Yeah, it's not fun rebuying stuff you
Oh
have.
shit, Miami's
What's up,
Nemesis. What's up?
everyone? Miami's Nemesis. Hello. I'm getting all these new people, Costa. I'm going to assume it's the Costa effect.
Well, I've
Um,
seen. I've had several of uh, these people, the people in the chat on the show off, where
ah.
they come and we talk about building.
Yeah, that's cool. Caustic Plastic announced Highlander also.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
There we
that.
go.
Mm.
We need to keep an eye on them a bit more in 2025.
I
Valkyrie,
love
good day.
Caustic Plastic. I love the fact that they're doing. I think it was points a couple weeks ago where I talked about Caustic Plastic and having licenses of classic like movies, and you were like, "When's it classic?
I was like,
Is it
does
are the
Ferris Bueller
'90s
count?
classic?
Can I
Are the
say Ferris Bueller?
yeah?
No,
It's
but
a yeah, it's a classic
I
now.
think it's a good thing. Like, as I said, like, yes, people, there's these big licenses, but there's so many other things that could be made into figure format. And even I'm not sure if you're familiar with the TV show Vikings. I really loved that
Yeah.
show, and I think the costumes would have made for amazing figures, and nothing ever got made from that show. And then I think it was a company called Chronicle Collectibles got the license, and they used to do a lot of Jurassic Park, like dinosaur things and whatnot. And they got the license, and they showed a 6 scale Ragnar at San Diego Comic Con one year. And I was so like, oh my God, finally, like, I'm in. Nothing, 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 nothing. And then they showed a 9th scale statue of Ragnar, which was season 4, whereas what they showed was more the early days. And then they went under and made nothing.
Mm.
And it's just a
Yeah.
shame because there's so many good IPs out there that would make for really interesting figures that a lot of people don't tackle. I think a third party company did like a Lagatha, but it was not good. Um, I seriously need to make someone to make 1/6 team with the van.
Hell
See,
yeah, baby! I want
Mr.
that.
T.
I would totally get the van and the whole team. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
there's so many things out there that could be made. No politics. I wanted a
Yeah,
Koye before Shuri and was my first figure ever. Yeah, I've wanted a Koye for the longest time as well. I bought that Shuri figure well before I started my A Force because it was just an
yeah.
awesome figure and I loved the character and the head sculpt was amazing and I was like, it was one of those I don't know where this is going but I'm buying it and I'm so glad I did because now I've got her in my A Force display and as many years old as that figure is, that
Mhm.
likeness is fantastic. That is a figure that I don't think has aged. I think it still looks incredible.
That's nice.
Hot Toys makes really weird decisions with completing lines. Still waiting on those
Yeah.
Drax and Mantis Guardians of the Galaxy 3 announcements. Yeah, and they teased it, right? They showed that sort of blacked out
Yeah.
photo of the team. And I don't get it. If it's the last time together, make them all in the matching outfits, Howie. What are you doing?
They actually showed them both, like,
Yeah.
not blacked out.
Oh,
They've
did
been
they?
yes. They just need to actually do them. And I don't know, like Mantis, you should be able to do it. They just came out with the
Yeah.
other Mantis. And maybe Dave Bautista is like, yeah, we'll do it, but only do it, here. I don't know. I don't know. They need to finish that line because I feel
Yeah.
bad for everyone who started to collect the suits, the Guardians with the suits, and then you have two missing members, which is why.
Yeah, and I think as well, even when they did Mantis from the Christmas special, I think people thought they would do a Drax to go with her because they
Yeah,
were on the
me too.
adventure
Yeah,
together. And Drax, the sins of the body of the first figure are totally concealed by the suit. So,
yeah.
and
I
yeah,
don't
as
know.
you said, they've made the Mantis head sculpt, so I don't get why they wouldn't reuse it for another figure. It seems crazy to me. I'm a huge X-Men fan. Claremont, is it Burns? Run on the comic
Yeah,
was glorious.
it's a good run. It's a good run.
Wow, Iconic also announced Highlander as well a few weeks ago. Oh, interesting. I don't pay much attention to Iconic Studios, but did they do the
What?
Street Fighter? They did the Street
Yeah, well,
Fighter
they do the
ones,
Street
right?
Fighter figures. They do a lot of the like. They did Dracula, the
Oh,
old
okay.
Dracula and Van Helsing. They did. They did Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I mean, they did like the classics
Yeah.
movies. And oh, I have their Inspector Clouseau
Oh,
from the Pink
nice.
Panther. Actually, I think this one is from the second one, or is it from A Shot in the Dark? I don't know. I love it. I they did an amazing job on that one. So yeah, iconic is I you need to I put them in my feed. I have them clicked for like and follow. And King Dingaling,
Let's
I'm
do that.
enjoying the Bucky's I avatar.
I
That's
remember
it.
when he
That's
first came in the chat, I was like, is that the Bucky's? I wanted
yeah.
to go to one when I was in the US, but I was nowhere near one. Like, even when I was in
What?
Texas, like when I looked up where they
No.
were, it would have been like an
You were
hour
near
round trip in an Uber. I'm like not
you
spending
were near
$100 to
one.
go to a Bucky.
You were near one when you
Was I?
went to Bob Dylan in Florida. There
Stop.
are
I
several
didn't
Bucky's.
even I didn't even
Yeah.
I just thought of them as more of a Texas thing. So
No,
I was in
they're
like
starting to take over.
because I was in like San Antonio and Austin and Dallas, and whenever I looked to see where they were, I'm like, do I want to spend $100 round trip in an Uber to go to like a service station?
No, there's
Like,
one outside of Jacksonville, or two of them. Like on my way to Disney, I passed
oh,
three
okay.
Bucky's down.
Because I was
So,
just in Tampa in Florida, so I don't know how far Jacksonville is to Tampa.
oh, is that uh, is that where Bob is from? Tampa? Oh, I thought he was uh, closer to Doc Smizzle, but okay. Tampa. Yeah,
No.
I don't
So
think they're
I
any
don't
near
know how
Tampa. Yeah,
far,
no,
because
it's
even
several. It's like 2 hours. It's like
because
two.
even I tried to look at like bus or train options to do a day trip to Orlando, and even that just seemed,
It's an hour to Orlando.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't want to drive on the other side of the road. Like that's a recipe for disaster. So,
that's why we need high speed rail here in the U.S. But
well,
politics gets you.
I looked at buses and it was like the opposite of what I needed because the bus would leave at night and then return first thing in the morning. I'm
Oh,
like, no, I need a
jeez.
bus first thing in the morning that then brings me back because I wanted to go to like the space center and it didn't happen. That's fine. One
Yeah.
day I'll get there. So it was a
Nice.
bit of a
Yeah.
bummer. I want the 6 scale Robotech Cyclone so bad, and the price is phenomenal. Can't remember the name of the company doing it. Oh, I don't know. Do you know that
Is
one,
it?
Costa?
It's. I think. I thought 3-0 had. Oh no, it's 1-6 scale. Because 3-0 has. I believe they have some of the Robotech license, but they're doing it in their DLX line, so it's a lot of the yeah. So one
Okay.
six scale, yeah.
I'm an 80s kid, loved Robotech
Yeah,
Macross.
hell yeah.
I don't know
Same
that I know
thing.
what these are.
Robotech in the U.S., Macross in Japan, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
love.
lucky you're
That
here
was a
to
great
plug in all
person.
the gaps of stuff I don't know, which is a lot. We need Blade from the first film and his
Yes.
68 Dodge Charger in 1/6 scale.
Oh, going big with the car, nice. But we do need a new Blade from the first movie because I want that. You hear that,
Yeah,
Howard?
that's fair enough. Howie Claus, come on. Here's the thing with the Dora Milaje. Why wouldn't Hot Toys make them? Aren't they the troopers of the Marvel Universe? It's like gold waiting to be mined. And that's what I haven't understood because you have had other named characters wear that Dora Milaje outfit. So I feel like you could make a couple of characters with that outfit. So it wouldn't just be all this R&D
Yeah.
for Okoye. So I
What
because
you
that was
could
my
do.
concern with Black Panther 2 was I was worried they were going to make her in that new outfit and I'm like, no, I want her in the Dora Milaje outfit. I don't want this new cyber tech thing. I want
Yeah.
the classic outfit.
The what I feel Hot Toys is doing is some of these limited editions are actually testing the waters. They're like so many Imperial Commandos. There was like two. There was Scorch. There was regular Imperial Commando, and now you can get a regular clone Commando, which looks exactly the same as the two limited edition figures, except in all white. So why not do a limited edition Okoye, do it about 3,000 figures, and see, you know, uh, if you sell out in the same day. I believe you will. They will sell out on the same day. I'm not sure how fast they would sell out, but I would say it would be the same day. But yeah, you can always test the markets, Hot Toys. Test the
I,
market.
I just I just think between a Black Panther line and an Endgame line, enough people would want that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made that
Or Infinity War.
black and gold Spider-Man Batman exclusive, which I could have walked into any of the bases in Hong Kong and bought. So they've made things that have just like no one has asked for and are sitting there. But then a character that's appeared across multiple movies they won't make.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It is a mystery to me. Hi Helen, hope you had a nice new year. I missed the stream today. I'll catch on the replay. Hey Anthony, happy new year. Hope you're doing well. Anthony's originally from Australia, but now he lives in the UK, which I learnt the other week.
Nice.
God, it's another long one. Happy 1 a.m. everyone. There's so many comments in the chat. They need to give Drax the Bane treatment.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be the ideal thing, right? But I just thought they would do it for 3 because he was in a suit. So they could get away with not doing it seamless. But Howie doesn't even want to do that apparently. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you
What
just
if a
make
lot
him in
of
the
these?
suit?
What if a lot of these they're like working on and the poor sculptor doesn't do a good job and they're like, we gotta start over again. They're
Well,
asking for it. Why
well,
we need this out soon? Uh, now go
maybe
work
that's
on
what's
another
happening
Star
with
Wars figure.
Bucky. And Blade, because they did those teasers. Like they did the teaser
Yeah.
for Bucky and the teaser for Blade, but we still don't have yeah. Thank you, I agree. Um Still no POs for them. I just think maybe because sometimes they do those secondary teasers, so I think give people some hope that they're still coming. Like I just think it would be good if they did. Iconic did Patrick Bateman also.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Forgot about that too.
Um, I'm a completionist. Hot Toys' lack of completing lines stopped me from pre-ordering a lot. Yeah, I think that's with a
Yeah.
few people because, like Guardians, you want a team, and even I could have imagined people going, "I want them all in their own clothing looks, and then I want them all in the team." Like I think it was
Yeah.
the kind of thing that you could build out as a like I've done with the Avengers, like how they started and how they ended. So to me, I get it, and hopefully they do buckle because I mean they weren't doing Cyborg for the longest time, and they did Cave eventually. So I hope they do it. Iconic has a limited edition Battle Ryu coming out this year that looks incredible. 2 head sculpts, rolling eyes, seamless silicone torso. Okay, that's cool.
Yes.
Oh, they have Bucky's in
Yeah.
South Carolina.
That's what
I've never been to
I
the Carolinas.
I stopped by that one. I now pass over south of the border to get gas and try to make it all the way to Bucky's, which is a little further south. When I drive down to Disney. So yeah, there's that.
It's I just find it's because like your states are all so small, and I remember the first time I went to the US, I didn't understand how small the states were, and I remember I booked an airfare from like Washington DC to I don't know somewhere, but then the airport wasn't in the same state. And I got so like,
Oh,
oh my
really?
God, I've
That's
booked
weird.
the wrong airport. Like, I think, I can't remember, but like, and then the hotel person was like, no, that's like a half an hour drive. That is the closest airport. And like, I'm going, I have to drive for like days to get out of Western Australia. Like, that's how big the states are in Australia. Like, they're gigantic. So, yeah, I would never drive across the border for something because I just would never want to drive that long.
Well, south
Bucky's
of the
is
border
awesome.
is a rest stop.
Oh,
So
okay.
they call it south of the
Oh,
border because it's in South Carolina, but it's on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina, and
oh,
their
okay.
icon thing is a big sombrero, but since COVID, everything's been deteriorating down there.
Oh,
So I don't know, like with Bucky's moving in, I don't know if they're gonna last. Also, it feels a little sketchy down there to it's always
oh
felt sketchy.
goodness.
But anyway, south of the
Um,
border.
yeah, there you go. I didn't get to a
Tully's right.
Bucky's. We have them everywhere in Texas. Well, nowhere near where I was, and as I say, I didn't have a car, so I was not gonna pay stupid dollars in an Uber to go. Like, I was like, no, I just one day I'll get to one. I just thought it was interesting. Wow, you like Robotech? I love that show. No one seems to know that show. Well, I think you just made a fan coaster. That's why my name is Valkyrie Magnus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There you go.
Robotech.
Um, I'm in Orlando, Florida for now. Holler at me if you need to move around the city or the airport wherever you're visiting. Oh, that's very kind. That is very kind. Bob Dylan was very kind. He was picking me up from airports, and Bob is the nicest guy. I had to have an argument with him because he wanted to take me to the airport when I was leaving, which would have
Mhm.
meant like picking me up at 4:30 a.m. And I'm like, are you ridiculous? No, I will get an Uber. And he's like, no, no, I can take you. And I'm like, I draw the line. I draw the line at like 5 a.m. airport pickups. But he very kindly wanted to take me. Bob was a great host. I was very lucky to get to meet him. But thank you, I appreciate that. Who knows when I'll get back to the US, but hopefully soon because I like it there, and there's still a lot of places I need to see. And in Canada, I loved Canada, and I want to go back there too. Oh god, everyone's talking about Bucky's now. The nearest Bucky's to me is an hour and a half away, and I still make the trip regularly. Beaver nuggets for life. Okay. I kept hearing about their brisket, but then I feel like I just lived
Oh,
on
it's
meat in
delicious.
Texas.
I've had their brisket
So,
sandwich. It's not, listen, if you're gonna get good brisket, you go to Texas, you go to I guess the Memphis. I guess people like to say North Carolina, but I don't like their vinegar sauce.
Oh, okay.
I lived in St. Louis for a bit, and we had good brisket there. But Texas is like king
I
for
I
brisket.
was I was joking to people when I was in Texas. I was like, I think my body is now like 38% brisket. I was just eating so much of it. But it was so good. Like the quality of meat in Texas overall was like
Yeah.
insanely good. Like I absolutely
Yep.
loved it. But I have been like on a previous trip, I'd been to places like Alabama and Nashville and Memphis and New Orleans, and yeah, had some great food. Had some great
Yeah.
food. But yeah, if I came across the Bucky's, I would have gone. Bucky's need a 6 scale figure section. Well, maybe that can be an
I
area they
need
expand
a six
to.
scale Bucky Beaver. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. Venom needs the seamless treatment as well. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
think that. Although a lot of people sold their Justice League figures. Yeah, and that was the shame. Like it was quite a delay, right, between the other four
Yeah.
getting made and Cyborg. So I can kind of understand people losing hope, but then there's a part of me that's like, oh, like it's also
Never
now
give up.
sitting there discounted on pop culture. I'm like, oh, for all the people that wanted it, and now it's like just sitting around so cheap. So yeah, bigger collectors, right? Um, just took the words out of my mouth. I don't know what that's
Probably that was like
about.
10 minutes ago. We're like 10 minutes
I know
behind on.
this. I've almost caught up. I've almost caught up. Oh wow, I remember south of the border as a kid driving from Canada to Florida. Florida, loved the road signs and grabbing
Yeah.
firecrackers there.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of that's where you get your firecrackers if you're on your way
Um,
uh
I feel
to
like
somewhere.
it's not as big of a thing here in Australia as it is in the US. Price is great. Anyone who argues with that is a peasant. Okay. Helen, I'm an 80s kid and just discovered so many cools now. There's levels to our nerdum. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, like being in Australia, like we didn't get a lot of stuff, and stuff we got was often quite delayed. And I always use this example, like when I was a teenager, because we didn't know we were getting stuff late. I remember being in school and someone had the internet at home in the early days, and she found out who shot Mr. Burns well before the episode aired in Australia. But we had no idea. We didn't know how behind everyone we were with the programming and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we just never got here. So, um, it's the tyranny of distance. Texas rules. I love living in Texas. Yeah, I enjoyed Texas. I had a lot of fun there. Just very
I want to
humid
go to
San Antonio.
I want to go to Austin so I can eat all the because I'm weird and I know Austin is weird and I want to go eat
It's not as weird as Portland.
all of the brisket over there. Yeah, Portland is pretty weird. Yeah.
I laugh because when I went to Austin in downtown Austin, they had a sort of statue thing that was like keep Austin weird, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what's weird about this place, but I really
Everything.
liked Austin. I thought it was a very cool
Love it.
place. They have oh my god, so they have Franklin's barbecue, which is
Yeah, I
meant
want
to
to go
be like,
there.
oh,
Yeah.
so the hotel I stayed at, I asked the guy, I said, look, is it worth the wait, like lining up for hours? And he said, look, I'm going to give you a hack. There's this fusion restaurant between Franklin and this other guy who's like an Asian chef.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, you can go there and not wait because the meats from Franklin's are also served at the fusion restaurant called Loro. So I Uber Eats, we've gone so off topic, but I don't care. I Uber Eats this brisket burger from Loro.
Mm.
You guys would call it a sandwich. There's a whole, I'm not going to go into that discussion because that's going to be a 4-hour stream. So I got this brisket burger that had like this Asian slaw with peanuts and all this stuff. It was the best burger I've eaten in my life, and that's having come from Uber Eats. It was so good. I ordered the same thing the next day. It was just insane. It was, I'll send you a picture of it. It was so good, but there was not the waits and the queues, but he was saying like they smoke the meats at Franklin's, but they take them to Loro. You didn't have to wait for hours. So I got to try it twice without wasting half a day. But oh my God, it was seriously the best burger sandwich, whatever you want to
That
call it, that I've
sounds
ever had in my
delicious.
life. I inhaled that thing. It was so good. Um, North Carolina is better for whole hog pulled pork barbecue, but yeah, North Carolina has vinegar based barbecue sauce. South Carolina has a mustard
As
based barbecue
mustard, yeah.
sauce. They're all good
Yeah,
in my
Kansas
book,
City's
but
like a
definitely
sweet and
different.
smoky. There's and then there's the Texas. You got but yeah, the vinegar based is not my favorite. Not my favorite at all.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like barbecue here tends to be really sweet.
It's all just
Um,
shrimp.
yeah, on the
It's
barbie.
all shrimp on the barbie.
That's right.
That's all it is.
We don't
No, we
even call
don't
them
eat meat.
shrimp. We don't even call them shrimp. We call them prawns. But anyway, um,
Prawns on yeah, yeah, you do call them prawns, but I don't
Crocodile
care.
Dundee.
Shrimp on the barbie, baby. Outback Steakhouse. No. Did Bob Dylan take you to the first Outback Steakhouse? Because that's in
No.
Tampa.
Oh,
That's
is
in
it?
Tampa. Yeah.
No. I saw an Outback Steakhouse in Hong Kong.
Oh, what? What?
I went to go to this dumpling place that a
Uh-huh.
friend recommended. And I went up the escalator to get there, and I was like, "Oh, there's an Outback Steakhouse. How random." But I didn't go there. The Tyranny of Distance would make a perfect emo metalcore band
Hell
name,
yeah, it would.
maybe. I feel like it's a very academic saying. I feel like you write that in a college essay. Um,
They're
Laughing,
laughing at the shrimp. I'm guessing. I'm guessing
maybe.
that's uh
Yeah, we don't call them shrimp though. So I it's funny because
listen.
you hear little stories about Australian movies that have gone global into the US, and they will change little references like that for the American audience. Like we have a movie, I don't know if you've seen it, called The Castle, which
Mhm.
is comedy, really great. And we used to have this variety show in Australia called Hey Hey It's Saturday. Um, so it's like a variety show. You'd have musical acts and interviews and stuff. So in the castle, the family is watching Hey Hey It's Saturday, but then the US version, they're watching Saturday Night Live because
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah, so they will make little changes like that for the American audience. We caught up with
Now
the chat. That's
now
amazing.
is a question is because there's such a language barrier between Australia and the US. Um is Foster's Australian for beer? So
No, it is not.
is it the shit
I
beer of Australia?
yeah, it's like I just feel like it's good marketing that like you guys
Yeah.
think it's like this synonymously Australian thing, but and I guess it's a bit like I feel like in the US something like maybe like a Miller's isn't like a serious beer or something like that. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's the right comparison to make. So Foster's is like if I go to the bottle shop, like I'm not finding Foster's there. Like it's not a thing.
same here. We're not finding Foster's at the bottles. I don't even know. Like, it's been a very long time since I've seen any at any of the uh, bottle shops in Philly. We had a weird alcohol in Pennsylvania has been weird up until recently, and it's because it was settled by the Quakers, and
Oh.
you would have to get your alcohol from a distributor, like one place, and it's state owned. But that's changed now. So now we have like little bottle shops. In my neighborhood alone, there are four microbreweries, and each have their own restaurants, and it's just delicious beer and stuff. So yeah,
Um
won't say Foster's.
that reminds me
It's American for beer, or
I
no,
went to
Australian.
I went to the Jack Daniels distillery in 2018 in Lynchburg, Tennessee,
Yeah,
and
you
I
can't
was
drink there.
shocked. It's a dry county.
Yep.
You can't, and I laughed because they made the comment that um once a month on payday, the employees each get given a bottle of Jack Daniels, and they said, yeah, no one's ever sick that day. But I couldn't believe that it was like in this dry county. I was like, wow,
Yep.
okay, didn't like that's. I think the Australians would like rage against the machine if you tried to make somewhere a dry county. But I went, wow, this like world known like spirit company. But then I was there at like 10 a.m. and did like a tasting. So I was like, well, how is that? I don't know.
It's
I
like
just thought it was so
they're like
interesting.
it's like an embassy. When you're on Jack Daniel's property, you're on Jack Daniel's
Yeah.
land. But
Oh,
once you
yeah.
step off, there is no drinking allowed.
Yeah, I
There's
was
some like
shocked.
in the South has some weird laws like in parts of Georgia. Because I went to school in Florida in the Panhandle of Florida, which we were close to the Georgia Florida line. I went to Florida State, and there's parts of southern Georgia where at midnight on a Saturday, drinking stopped. You weren't allowed because it
Oh.
turned into Sunday, and you couldn't sell it. So at 11:30, or when they were having last call, people they would sell buckets of beers.
Oh,
So
wow.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd like 10 bottles, 10 bottle bucket. So it's like,
Wow.
you can't sell it after midnight. But yeah, there's a lot of that little patches in the United States that have different drinking laws depending on the county. There's a dry
Yeah.
county in New Jersey at the Ocean City, New Jersey is a
Oh,
dry
okay.
county. So you have to go to Atlantic City if you want to, drink at the beach. Or I guess that you can go further down. Anyway, Wildwood you can drink. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Six
We so
figures. I
are.
need a.
Um, I remember when they changed Taco Bell to Pizza Hut in Demolition Man for Europe. Okay.
Really?
This
Because
is,
they're the
yeah.
same company now. You know that they're
Oh,
the
are
same
they?
company owns them. Taco Bell,
We
Pizza Hut,
only
and Kentucky Fried Chicken
we
are owned
only
by the
got
same company.
we only got a Taco Bell in Perth. I want to say like maybe 1 or 2 years ago. We only got a
Oh,
Starbucks in
wow.
Perth last year, and I used to be so proud that we didn't have a Starbucks. I was like, we are the only place on earth that has resisted this terrible stuff you call coffee. And people were lined up for hours to drink the Starbucks. And I was like, if you guys knew how not good this is compared to the standard of coffee in Australia, you would not be lining up for the mocha, strawberry, venti, foam, cold brew, pumpkin spice,
I'm gonna,
blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna say something. I drink coffee. I drink coffee black at home, but I get whole beans, and they are whole beans Starbucks Italian roast, and I like that roast. Look, she went away. She's like, she's like,
No,
you
my
drink
my camera
Starbucks?
has like frozen in a very look at me. I'm in a very awkward spot.
Oh,
I
that
don't know
is
what's happened. I'm having a conniption about Starbucks, so I just thought I would see what has happened to my phone/camera.
you're
So
at
I'm
a
still here. I'm still
you're
listening.
also at a 3 hour and 26 minute stream going on. We're talking about Starbucks. Let's see. Starbucks is overrated. No. No. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pop culture living room. You're saying drinking actually stop. Yeah, no, not drinking, but selling. Sorry, selling. Are you trying to fix your camera?
Yeah, I am because the app that I use just seems to have frozen. So
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm back. I think I'm back. This is going to be interesting because my room is I think I've told you my room is like a hexagon. Oh, I positioned
Yeah.
it okay. So I always is this. I don't know what happened. I froze and I was like, that's not a very flattering face to pose to freeze on. So I will keep going. Everyone loved Foster's when we were in sixth form. Yeah, but I mean, did you or did you just not know?
What level of school is sixth form? What is that? Sixth form.
I think that's UK, and I'm guessing that's the 6th year of secondary school. So is that maybe like year 11?
Okay.
I'm
I was like,
guessing. I do
well,
not know.
that makes sense though. Being in year 11, parties, year junior, whatever.
Today was the 30th anniversary of Who
30th.
Shot Mr.
Oh my
Burns. Wow,
God, I'm
see?
old.
Me too. ABC or package store here.
That's liquor store. That's not alcohol.
Alcohol
Doguito.
is. Oh, we're having all the. It's funny though, because like the first time I went to the US, I found it so interesting that you could buy like beer and Alco Pops at the supermarket. But then if you wanted spirits, you had to go to the bottle shop. But the bottle shop didn't sell beer. Whereas here, it's just the bottle shop. They sell everything.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the supermarket, there's no beer, there's no Alco Pops, there's no wine. It's all very separate. So it was very had to get my head around like, okay, like I have to go to this store for that, but then that store has this. It was very confusing.
Wow.
Um Starbucks is overrated and overpriced. Well,
Overpriced,
um
yes. Overrated,
yeah.
yeah. I've had some really good Italian, like real Italian coffee. I love it.
Well, and I think that's the thing in Australia because we have had such strong European migration. There's a big Italian influence to the coffee. So, like, that's kind of what we're used to. So, like, I remember, when I was just in the US and I would listen to people order these drinks, and I'm like, that's not coffee, that's a milkshake. This is not.
Yeah, the Frappuccinos. Yeah, that is. There's no coffee. I don't
Oh,
think. I think there's a coffee substance that tastes like coffee in the Frappuccino. It's not actually coffee, but
I
wow.
don't know what it is, but I was just going, this sounds like a cup of sugar, mate. Like, I don't even see, like, why you here. Coffee with cinnamon is what I drink at home. Outside, I just buy the
Interesting.
coffee black with a couple of shots of
Okay,
espresso. Ooh, coffee and cinnamon sounds interesting.
that's it. Yeah, that does. Might have to try it.
Yeah, yeah. Sixth form is year 12, and you're
Okay.
13. Wow, you guys have a 13th year of school?
Well, I guess if you count, so in the U.S. maybe they have like a like we have kindergarten and then first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade up until 12th. So there's 13 there.
Oh, true.
So yeah. Yeah, I wish we had yeah. I wish people trusted actually you can't trust US teens like they do and like although I did grow up in a pretty European household, so my parents were like you know, you can drink, just don't drive, you know.
Oh,
So
my parents used to have a coffee lounge, and I liked using the coffee machine. And I feel like this is such a Greek parent thing. My dad's like, if you make them, you have to drink them. And I'm like 12 and I never grew in height since, so I do think caffeine stunts your growth. But I would like go to friends' houses and their parents were like, oh, do you girls want like a tea or a hot chocolate? And I'd be like, can I have a coffee? And they'd be like, your parents don't let you drink coffee. I'm like, mate, do you want to get them on the phone? Like, you make it, you drink it. Like, that's the
yeah.
that's the motto. Which was, yeah, a Greek house is a bit different.
Yeah.
A Pennsylvania guy. Love that extra soda
Yeah.
tax we have to pay. Really?
I listen, uh the soda tax does not bother me. Also it funds pre-K for low income people. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
I
It's a few cents. It's a few cents. It's all
we
right.
we we call them soft drink, and I stopped drinking them I think more than 10 years ago. But whenever I go to the US, I'm always blown away by it's a cup as big as your head for
Oh,
99
it's
cents
massive.
with
Yeah.
free refills. And I even went to World of Coke, and when you go to World of Coke in Atlanta, they want to give you a can of Coke. And they were like, would you like a can of Coke? And I was like, no, thank you. And they're like, they're free. And I'm like, I still don't want it, thank you. And at the end of World of Coke, they have a room which is just soda fountains. And there's a section for each continent. And it has the different Cokes from around the world as well as the different sodas from around the world. Apparently,
Yeah.
pineapple Sprite is big in Greece. Who knew? I didn't.
No, I
Um,
didn't know that.
and
Hmm.
people were just going crazy drinking all these, and I was just like, oh no, I just walked out. I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm eating a cinnamon roll right now, and
Oh,
I love cinnamon
it's
rolls.
it's around it's 12:30 here, so I'm starting to get hungry myself.
Oh
But I
god,
also
it's
have to
1:36. My
I gotta
goodness.
I gotta film. I got a lot of stuff to film. I have a video hopefully coming out tomorrow tonight. Fingers
I've got one
crossed.
coming out tomorrow. Hi
But
Sharon.
it
Sharon, I finally caught your Friday live stream. No, I'm Helen or Allison. Sharon's a new one. Goodness. Is there someone called Sharon that streams? Oh
The
no,
Raven.
I
No,
meant
I'm
Helen.
kidding.
I was gonna say
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay,
also
okay.
go
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Miss
yeah, yeah.
Allison.
Yeah,
So
Austin.
um,
Coffee and cinnamon and
coffees.
honey is yummy.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't put sugar in coffee, so I don't know how I would go with that.
Here's
Um,
how I changed. When I was young, my grandmother, she would give me coffee, but it would be sugar with some coffee and cream.
yeah.
But it'd be very sweet. And now I drink it black. I cannot have it too sweet, but putting honey in it, that might be something to try because I love honey and it has a certain, you get a good honey, you have a flavor to it. It's a little different than just straight sugar. So cinnamon
Well,
and honey. All right.
I've heard of honey in tea.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of honey in coffee, so maybe
I'm
don't
gonna
knock it
try
till you
it.
tried it.
Yeah.
In Ireland we put beer in all our food and whiskey in our coffee. Yeah, I love a beef and Guinness pie. I think that is delicious. That's a pretty
My
common thing here.
my wife is part Irish and she likes to
Oh,
flaunt it out over here, but she makes a Guinness stew
oh
every so
nice.
often. Yeah, and it's delicious.
Yeah, I've got a butcher down the road and he does these steak and Guinness pies and they are so good.
Mm,
They are
that
so
sounds
good. I
delicious.
love
Yeah.
them. World of Coke in Columbia. No, wait, no. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's one of the few things to do
There's
in Atlanta.
there is one at Disney Springs in Orlando, so you can get, like you said, there's a tasting. They have like 20 soda tasting thing that
Oh,
you can do. It's
the
crazy.
Atlanta one was next level. Like each continent was like a big circle pillar that just
Oh, I'm
had
gonna
all
have to
these
go
soda
there.
fountains. And I
Oh, I
have to
gotta
say,
go.
like, the biggest marketing lie I have ever heard, I'm going to
Hmm.
offend anybody from Atlanta. Atlanta, it's the New York of the South. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's
I've
not the
never
New
heard
York of
that.
anything. No,
Who
that was
who
the
said
marketing
that?
slogan. That was the
Really?
marketing slogan that
I love
Atlanta was the
Atlanta.
New York of the South.
I love Atlanta. My wife and
I
I
didn't
went
love it.
for I've gone several times because I lived near there when I went to school, but my wife and I went for a concert festival down there called Shaky Knees, and we loved Atlanta. We found so many great places to eat, but definitely not you can't compare it to New York. I don't think you can compare many cities to New
No.
York. It's its own, yeah.
No, I
World of diabetes. Hell yeah.
yeah, it is.
That's what
Yeah,
it
I don't
is.
know. I just didn't love Atlanta, but anyway. Question: Are you both getting the Hot Toys modern day suit
Oh,
Batman figure?
that's
It's a sensitive
I.
question for Costa.
It is because I had them on pre-order, and then I saw the Flash movie, and it didn't really. In this, if I didn't have so many other like licenses and figures that I wanted more than that one, I totally would get it. So you got to make decisions. And then I looked back, I canceled it. I could. It looks amazing. I love it. I can't get everything. So, and didn't
I'm
you
the
mention
same.
putting
Yeah, I
was
did. I
that
was waiting for you to
you?
say that. Yeah, that was me.
And the other day it just made me like, ah, son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Well,
Putting the other cowl on.
yeah, because that
Oh,
was my thing.
killed me.
I wasn't gonna get this, but then when I saw the photos of the suit with the old Keaton head sculpt, I went, "Hang on, I'm getting the Returns Deluxe. I could put a young Keaton head sculpt on there." So now it's gone from
Yeah.
no to maybe if the price was
Yeah,
right. So
you killed
I don't
me
know.
on that one.
Sorry.
Because the suit is amazing. Like the suit
It looks
in that
great.
movie was fantastic. It's just the making decisions because the return suit is a priority over that suit for
Yeah.
me. And then I got to think about Blitzway with their Ghostbusters the second round. I have the first the 1.0s of those, but the 2.0s come with different head sculpts. So
Yeah.
just so many things, and at some point, I'm like, what? Do I still want to collect? I come to my
That's the
senses.
thing,
I
yeah.
come to my senses after a while. So anyway,
And that's the conversation I have because I feel like there's stuff I can like, but be like, I like Harry Potter. Like I read all the books, I lined up the books, I saw all the movies, really enjoyed it, but I can draw the line at not needing those figures in my collection. So I think there's
yeah.
stuff you can like that you're like, but I just can't accommodate. Um, I'm from Atlanta. Oh, sorry. Um, well, hopefully you're somewhere nice. Yeah, I just, I don't know. As a place for a tourist, I just didn't particularly enjoy it compared to other places I went. Something else that's good in coffee, whiskey, or sambuca. I'm not a big sambuca lover. It's Costa's gonna cancel me now. Things like
Why?
licorice and
Oh, I hate it.
aniseed flavor, I hate it. Yeah,
Uzo. Oh,
yeah, I hate it. Like
absinthe. All of
aniseed
that.
aniseed
Yeah.
flavor, I can't do. And everyone just thinks because you Greg or and all this, and I'm like, no, I think it's disgusting. Okay,
I'm
this is why
not.
we're friends.
I don't like anise.
Yeah,
I'm not a big.
no, I don't love it.
I don't like. Dealing with anise.
Yeah, a Norse. I'm in Seattle, the headquarters of
Oh,
Starbucks.
nice.
I
I
was
want to
in
visit there.
Seattle in August. I was there. It felt like it hadn't changed too much. I had maybe 9 years between going, and I stayed at the same hotel, and I still felt like everything was kind of, like like the geography of the place and getting around, like not much had really changed. Like same subway, same all that, but few sketchy characters. I had a, a couple of moments where I was like, but it is what it is. The Cowboy Coffee Shop in Jackson Hole, Wyoming is incredible. I have not been to Wyoming.
Oh, I heard Jackson Hole's beautiful. Beautiful, and if you want to go camping and stuff, it's a good
Oh, okay.
like going out. Yeah, open range.
Blurred Dad Life,
What's up,
hello.
Blair Dad? How's it
Costa, you
going?
look a little different than last night's stream. What were you doing last night?
Um. Oh, I shaved my beard
Oh,
down,
yeah, it's a lot
and I'm
lighter.
wearing glasses.
I should have brought
So
mine. I could have worn my glasses too. Um,
yeah.
if it's Keaton, I'm all in. Yeah, I can picture that Keaton being the biggest seller of that Flash line. I think that's going to be the most popular character. I cancelled the modern suit and Supergirl. I regret cancelling the Supergirl now. You might still be able to get it if you want it.
I think you will.
Oh, Atlanta was always considered the mini New York of the South, but of course the name is always changing, to be honest. Well, I just didn't feel like there was a lot to do, and
Oh my
there was
God.
some streets in downtown Atlanta, like you Americans love an Aussie, so there's often times where I feel like my Aussie charm can get me out of this, but I looked down some of those streets in downtown Atlanta, and I was like, my Aussie charm is not going to get me out of trouble if I go down that way. So no. I'm surprised you're not getting the GOAT Keaton figure regardless. We may not ever have a chance again. The man is in his 70s. I might. It's not a no. It's a
not
maybe.
a no.
But I need
It's
to also go, where do I put him? Because
it's a comeback
space,
around
yeah,
to it.
Yeah, my
it's a.
space is for new stuff is not quite there at the moment. So
I will say I do not think that will skyrocket in price, that version of him. So it's not a I'm not going to. It's a putting a pin in it for now. And anyway,
yeah, because
I'm gonna.
I was even trying to think of with the Batmobile. I was like, because I've got the diorama. I was going, could I take it out and do something with the modern suit with the Batmobile? So yeah, it's not no. It's in the maybe pile.
I am going to have to head out. So God, this is so much fun. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
Have you been on here for 2 hours with me? Oh my God, it's 1:45 in the morning. This is insane.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'm going to be like, why am I so tired? We've got some.
Yeah, Costa Coffee. I bought
vibes.
My mom in the early 2000s was in the UK and bought me a Costa Coffee mug. In fact, I still have it.
Oh, cool.
But we have Costa Coffee here now at the AMC theaters for a weird.
Oh,
It's a weird
see,
thing that they.
that
Yeah.
was another thing I was trying to find when I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I wanted to, because you guys talk about those bloody popcorn buckets, and I couldn't find an AMC theater near me as
Yeah.
well when I was times come.
But
But no, I think we should wrap it up because my goodness, everyone like the chat is going off, and I appreciate that. But it is like 10 to
love
2
the
in the
chat.
morning, and Helen needs to go. I'm glad you finally broke your 3.5 hour rule. It's not a rule. It's just oh goodness, you guys are awesome with the chat, and I've had Costa here, my first guest. Yay, Costa! Thank you for reaching out and letting me know that you're available. But guys, my goodness, I'm gonna wrap it up. I have a video coming tomorrow on my channel with a top secret kit bash I've been working on, and I'm really excited to share it with you. Costa, you're live tomorrow with Show Off, am I right?
Yep, doing the
Live
next
build.
step of the live build. Yeah, the case. I think I perfected spray painting the border on because
Cool.
it's much more work, but I like the look of it way better. It looks so professional. It's
I
crazy.
need to catch up on that because someone had suggested to me, instead of the tape, had you thought about spray painting? But I didn't trust my ability until I recently spray painted some boots of a figure, and I'm like, maybe I could do this.
Yeah.
So yep. And then also Points of Articulation is on Costa's channel on Sunday
So
night in the US, or not this week? Have I just
not
promoted
this
something you're not
week because
doing? Okay.
I realized a couple of days ago that it's my wife's birthday and we're going
Oh,
out, so we won't be doing it this week. I think
okay.
I'll post everybody on that because I think
Okay.
not posting when your live stream is happening, people forget about it, and I don't want people to forget.
No.
Don't forget me, people. I need it.
No.
I
It's
have
the
a hole in my soul that needs the attention.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's like a stream but a game show. It's lots of fun. I've been on a few times. I really enjoy it. So, maybe watch one of the replays. I was on
Yeah,
this week, so you can watch the replay if you
that was
are not sick of my
good one.
voices yet. It was a good one. All right, guys, take care. This was gigantic, and I said this was not going to be 3 hours. It's 3 hours 45.
Suck it.
See you guys. Have a great week.
Bye.